Now, let's get to the live stream. And don't forget to like, subscribe,
and obey.
Oh no. Hey, so, for whatever reason, we just went live, by the way. For whatever reason, it's not picking you guys up. So I gotta fix this real quick.
Transformers, robots in disguise.
There we go. It came back on Robots in Disguise.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm getting such bad connection that it's lagging, apparently. Freaking great. So yeah, everyone watching, hopefully the lag isn't too bad. You know, we've had pretty minor transition issues, mostly just like a few seconds delays. Tonight we're having full-blown technical issues again.
Hooray!
Last week we did too. So I mean, the tradition's pretty much alive. I've only gotten two starts that weren't wonky out of 21 now. Yeah. So before we start, everyone watching, I could really use Maya and I could really use some help. My car got totaled yesterday in an accident. Maya and I make a living by trading off the car, working long hours on the days we do doing DoorDash. So with that car totaled, we have lost our income for both of us in this household. And we really need help with it. The GoFundMe is linked down below. It's on the page in like our links section. I put up a post about it. We just want to get another car and get working and try to get this mess taken care of. We don't want to end up homeless. We don't want to be destitute with no jobs. We want to be productive members of society, whether it's this channel and bringing joy to people or doing deliveries or anything like that, you know? So please, if you can spare even a few dollars, that's a big deal. If you can just share it on your socials, that gets it out to people who maybe can help. We would really appreciate just any little thing you can do about it. The next one being said, I've been thinking about it over the last week, and you know, two of us in here are trans. We've got a non-binary character, and I haven't really said it directly and very out loud. It hasn't become an issue. Like, no one's commented on it or anything at this point as we're recording this, but like things like transphobia, bigotry, like that's a big no-go. Like, if I ever do see it on here, like, actions will be taken for sure. I just feel like that really needs to be said because this is a very LGBT inclusive space. So yeah, just be aware. If I see any crap like that, I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm not gonna just let you get away with it. It's not okay. Discrimination and bigotry are serious problems. That being said, though, let's go ahead and get started because we are here for that purpose, not for railing transphobia as it rightfully should be. So as far as our questions and things, Dylan, this is primarily directed at you, just covering a couple of things that we covered over the last couple sessions, as well as a new one. So yeah, we've got everyone here tonight. We've got Dylan back, so Nick will not be NPC'd anymore.
Huzzah!
Get that chocolate shit out of here.
Get that chocolate shit out of here. Yeah, as I was made aware, Dylan does not like chocolate, so that must have been a really interesting experience as Nick was eating chocolate wafers and enjoying them.
No. That is an incorrect statement. I do
Oh,
not
did I say
dislike chocolate. I hate chocolate. I will eat anything else in the world other than a chocolate thing.
So we got chocolate and we got penguins.
Grr. Not the penguins.
So we got
God,
chocolate, we got penguins, we also have
penguins,
transphobia. Yeah, so the first one, Dylan, we'll start with, do you have any name ideas for the skin child? We did talk about that the last couple, but I want to see if you have any, because right now there's Shathid, which after like typing it out and saying that it looks very similar to Shithead, made me laugh even more than original, because that wasn't where my mind went originally. And the other is Mike Hunt.
Yeah, I heard both of those suggestions. I don't know. I can't think of it. And no, I don't have a suggestion.
All right.
I would have to think about it, and yeah, no, not at the moment.
Does that mean Shithead takes the cake or Mike Hunt takes the cake?
Right now we're still sitting on Mike Hunt. Just because,
Go for
you
it.
know, Michael Hunt is such a good name for multiple reasons.
You could
Oh,
sit on
yes.
my cunt, but, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with that one. Everyone watching, I do not know why I'm getting such a bad echo tonight. Hopefully it's not too bad, as long as I keep my voice down a little bit. So I may go ASMR a little bit here. Hopefully you all enjoy the sweet sounds of my whispering.
Well, that's worse. Oh lord.
I think
I'm not
it's-
actually getting an echo.
Yeah, I think it's some software is hearing another software is probably what it is.
Yeah, I don't hear the echo.
Yeah, I don't hear the echo, and like that was more static that time when you started trying to whisper.
Yeah.
Your mic
Yeah, that
is
was-
definitely not built for that.
No, it's really not. It doesn't handle air well at all, which really sucked. For everyone watching, I've got a couple more VA demos going up, and one of them is a demon voice, and that is so hard to do with a mic that picks up every bit of airflow. So yeah, I don't know where I'm getting a feedback loop. Possibly because I'm using I found some Bluetooth headphones, so those might be causing a feedback loop for me instead.
Yeah, they're hearing it also.
Which is quite possible. I'll test it while we're sitting here continuing going. But that being said, Nick, another one that we discussed is ideas about why the forest is so jacked up, torment fragments, like why this weird stuff's happening. And you did message me something this morning, and I'd like you to bring that one up here on stream. That theory that you have.
That the Highroad runs along a ley line.
Yeah, that one. If you'd like to go into a little bit of detail and kind of explain it.
My reasoning as to why I believe that? Sure. I think that
The ley line, because like power attracts power and magic attracts magic. So like if either an entity gets a hold of one of the chaos fragments, right? The one finds more power, like fuel itself, right? So then it would close to the ley line that it can find the high road. And then also the torment fragment, chaos fragment, get into a creature and it like transforms it, or it doesn't transform it. Like Okay, hopefully not too much of that got lost, as I realized that messing with the mics probably was fucking with the stream as well. Yeah, it looks like it's not covering it. Ooh. Hold on, everyone, and I will recap it. Basically, hold on, that didn't work either. Stop it. Oh,
This is
hey.
this is Dylan's theory, by the way, not Nick's theory. He has not enough evidence to posit a theory.
Fair enough. God, I'm still hearing an echo. That's freaking wild, even after switching headsets. But yeah, basically, the area is like a magical or madness or some type of ley line, and it's attracting the forces involved with the Torment Fragments and the madness and all these crazy things to the area. Whether it's like a vie for power, going to like a source or something like that. Not a ton of evidence, so Dylan hasn't presented why they would be going there specifically.
I mean, my theory is just because it's the closest, like, power source.
Yeah.
Like they those things tend to attract to one another. So like we now know with our experimentation that at least that the torment fragments combine, and so I'm assuming that they want to be whole again. So being attracted not only to each other but another big source of power to play with makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's a solid theory that, like with all the theories so far on any different thing, pretty much not going to confirm, not going to deny.
My last and final theory is Jess is an asshole and likes to make and torture us. That's the final theory I've come up with.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Every DM though.
We have evidence for that one.
Yeah. So the last one is Dylan. You've had time to think about it, whether you have or not.
Oh no.
Although you haven't really seen it in action yet. Soul Drinker, the Athame. Do you have any theories about what that hidden property can be, or why it is like that?
No. I have no idea, and I love that I have no idea, and I do want to figure it out. Theories, hidden properties. I don't know enough about, like, I didn't spend enough time with it to get any significant information outside of it is a hidden property, or that there is more information to be gleaned from it.
Well, we know it's like one of these artifacts that I'm collecting, right?
Yeah, we have a general idea that it falls under that same category, that it is a legendary, and we also know that it represents an heirloom to the royal bloodline.
To the Kinehurst royal bloodline.
Thank you,
there are multiple royal bloodlines, of course, in the world.
But I mean, my gut feeling is that it is a cursed aspect of this. Like that's about as far as I would say, is that my gut tells me that it is a cursed object or a cursed aspect of this object. Because normally when dealing with magic, the good stuff is like, if it's just a good, strong magic, they're going to be like, here's all the information. They don't really hide the, yeah, by the way, this will one-hit anything you touch. You know what I mean? You're not going to hide that that's not going to be in the hidden text of a thing, no.
An example of that being, like, the dust of dryness and sneezing. Its curse is that if you identify it, it looks like, dust of invisibility instead.
Yeah. Yeah, so like it's definitely whatever property is hidden is not good.
Possibly.
Is my gut instinct. I could be wrong.
I mean, perspective of what not good means just as much. So
Not good for the user. I'll put it that way. It is not beneficial for the user
that's
or owner.
That's a solid one. Real quick, just to go over the Wandering Forest, because a lot like a couple of the things previously, where they're not really going to come up again. The Wandering Forest. I mean, technically, this concept's going to come up again. You saw it with the fox. That's what happened. That's why they had like nudie skin and like muscular systems and blood, and they were not plants originally. Which is why it looked like this shield was strapped to that tree as if it had been wearing it.
Because it was.
Yes, because it was at once upon a time.
Yeah, I figured that out listening to that episode.
Yeah, I felt like it was pretty obvious, but I figured I'd just put it directly out there.
So,
the mutations aren't good, but there are things that you can see, like with the fox. When you killed it, it reverted. These trees did not, which gives that concept and leeway of maybe it can be undone. Maybe there's something that can undo the problems.
Also, to touch on something y'all talked about on the last session, because we decided that eating centaur is not cannibalism. Captain Flowers has definitely participated in cannibalism now because he ate some of the damn tree.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yes. He
Gross.
wants to eat some of these goblins, and goblins are human.
Yeah, so, okay, last we left off.
Yep, recap time.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I can because I did not get to finish all of last episode, but I like doing the recaps. So here we go.
Let's go.
Last we left off, we handled the Wandering Woods. We killed them, because somebody decided to just take off through them.
Tempest.
Who?
I guess glaring at their name on the screen doesn't help if they can't see me glare. We handled that. We found we continued along the path. Pius had a vision. Wrath, you didn't do a whole lot on the trip up, did you?
No, I was more to myself. It was looking within for a lot.
Wrath had spent some time collecting potential dyes, and
Yeah, that's what it was.
Flowers made a tattoo needle, which we have not resolved yet because that would have finished right about the time with everything at the ancient ruins that Dylan should be getting too soon.
I was super excited when you brought up the poke and stick like
Mm-hmm.
needle tattoos. Awesome. That, yes. Star does whatever Star and Twilight do in their spare time, which is madness.
Yeah,
And then
pretty much so.
we came across some ruins, and there were 4 goblins patrolling. We also found the hermit's body was there,
which is still outside, banging against the wall.
We handled the 4 goblins with ease, while Twilight did what Twilight does and split from the group and snuck under a door, turned into a great gator, got killed as a gator. And we ran into 16 total goblins in a hallway.
Oh no, it was more than that.
It was 20 something. It was 16 on one side and 12 on another. So it was 20...
There were 4 of them for the inner patrol. 16 came out of rooms on the left, and then another 8 of them. Not 8. 8 came out of one room. 12 came out on the right for a total of 22, 34. 34 goblins that were fought pretty much all at once.
Yeah.
Pius also realized that he knows Goblin, from
Yes,
whatever
Pius learned-
forgotten memories exist.
Pius learned that they learned Goblin and they could know Elvish. And that's where I left off. Was I couldn't finish the episode because work and life. I left off with Wrath casting a lightning bolt down the hallway, eliminating a large chunk of them.
Yeah. So there was
that
one
trend continued.
Yeah. There's one major detail up to that point to be noted real quick. Pius had originally confused the 4 outer patrol goblins by claiming had to have a package or present for Grognak, and they seemed to know someone named Grognak that was inside. Only to, and part of why that's relevant is throughout the battle, Nick ended up throwing a fireball that just barely grazed right in front of Captain Flower's face. I sent the note about how when casting that modified Wither and Bloom that first deals damage, then heals the same area, because it had killed a group of goblins, the healing couldn't take effect, so they just stayed dead with no healing. There was lots of fun, lots of battle. There was this one stupid lucky goblin that it got a crit on Twilight at the beginning, and then it proceeded to dodge everything.
Fucker.
Yes, and at this point, after the battle's all done and said, Pius has the lucky goblin stabilized, because it was one of the few that wasn't trapped in like a fireball, lightning bolt, or some major attack that just killed it. So it didn't die. And it ended with banners dropping from the ceiling and confetti shooting up everywhere, saying "Congratulations, Star, on graduating."
Oh, thanks.
Which in game is probably very confusing because how the hell did she graduate from anything? You guys are all trapped there, so what does this mean?
Huh?
Just in game, this would be very confusing because you're all there in the world perceiving it that way, not you from the real world. You have no idea what that could mean about congratulating you on graduating. How could you graduate? You're not. You're here. You're in Maluviette.
Also not school.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form.
So you're all picking up right there. Wrath, also you would notice there were a bunch of things in that center room scattered. Maybe some of it's useful, but time needs to be taken to go through it all. You did pocket a pair of gloves that looked quite nice, though.
Indeed. Yeah, I was going through all this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find. Oh, here's the map. I think I was just kind of going through this room at this point while they were finishing off everyone.
Yeah, and because you have time to take, you'll be able to pick out all the useful stuff through it. It'll take some time, of course. So, everyone else, what are you doing now that the combat's kind of done? We'll start with Dylan. What is Nick doing?
I have the Hermit's head. I know where his body is. I'd be like, hey, Twilight, do you want to come with me and reunite? You seem to have an attachment now to the Hermit.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll do that.
All right. We'll go locate the body.
All right,
this
then.
place we haven't confirmed that this place is absolutely clear, so I would say stay with a buddy.
Buddy system.
What the hell? I didn't even notice you guys talking in the frickin' campaign chat. There are two different Grognaks that are like canon to other worlds, like Grognak the Barbarian and apparently Call Me Kevin. Fuck.
Lots of Grognaks.
I love that, but no.
We just grogging over here.
Just grogging. Yeah, so you two head out there to reattach it, but how are you going to try to reattach it? It doesn't take much to get the body, restrain, or do any of that. You don't have to fight it.
Um, I mean, so you got their cool new scythe. You could try and do a cure wounds. It is just like a giant wound. I mean, your head missing. I could try mending, but I don't think that would work.
Yeah, Twilight, are you gonna go ahead and pull out the scythe? That way you can get a cure wounds plus the bonus from the scythe for healing.
Yeah, I can do that. I want the head on backwards though. I
Oh,
need to kick heads.
don't be rude.
Fuck's sake.
He's your wizard.
Nick is preventing that portion from happening. Because Nick doesn't really have a big problem. Just a minor one, maybe here and there. Annoyance.
There's the fun!
I've been getting along with the hermit. We've grown closer. I like him as a person, and I would be very upset if my head was on backwards. So
You're all slowly getting closer to the hermit. Slowly, because he's still a bit of an idiot, and it's going to take him time to become a functioning human.
well, I've also learned to keep him as far away from Pius as possible.
That would be wise. But Pius is coming around.
So, Twilight, do you want to use... Slowly. Yeah, Twilight, do you want to use first level spell slot, second level spell slot? Because you still have a second level for that cure wounds.
Yeah, let's do second.
Okay. So normally it'd be 2d8 plus 1d4 plus your 5 modifier. No need to roll that as you go to cast the spell. And the magic is going through your hands and into his neck, between his head and his body. And you should be seeing this wound closing up, the two of them reattaching, and nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing. Not even a little bit of reattachment.
He's broken.
Nick, you would be standing there, of course, holding the head and everything, and something that you'd probably take note of about now, you have a high enough perception. He seems to have blood still in his veins. It's just not flowing. It's not moving. It's stagnant.
Okay. Can I do? Can I do a like a medicine check to see if I can get like his blood pumping properly and see if that's what's like stopping the connection?
Go ahead and roll a medicine check. Go ahead and roll with advantage because Twilight's going to have to like help keep the head in place and all of that as well.
Well, the better of the two was a 19, so that's 24 total.
24 total. As you're pumping, you don't see it reconnecting. You don't see it doing anything. You don't even see the blood coming out or moving still. But while thinking about what you do know about the human body and the way blood works and everything else, the only time blood really stops moving in a body, which may be a little bit different with magic from Dylan's perspective, but it's very common within undead, Nick's specialty. The blood stops moving. It also happens if someone's body is put into a form of cryostasis, like magical time stop.
But this is clearly not in cryostasis. It's
Clearly
moving
he's
around.
still moving.
Okay.
Maybe I should try the witch's head and see how that goes.
Let me think on this for a moment.
Maybe it's not his body.
I mean, it's definitely his body. That's his clothes.
In reference to undead, you also remember as you and Pius were reattaching the Wolf Father's head, mending heals undead.
Yeah.
So if he is undead, it might do something.
Yeah, I'll try it. I will.
I'll assist.
You followed them out. Yeah, the two of you cast mending collectively and together, and his head reattaches.
You're so weird.
You also, Bias, you've seen this display very directly. Nick, you wouldn't have so much seen it, but you may have noticed, like, the purple. When Pius had tried to crush his head, when you first found him, a box pops up over his head, a digital purple display saying Immortal Object.
Well, he's an object. What? Your body is weird. That's all I got.
The hermit himself isn't speaking, is very deep in thought currently. One of the few times probably the only time you've ever seen him actually stop and try to think about anything, in fact.
Weird.
He does, after a few seconds, go, thank you. I should not forget my manners just because I'm concerned with how I function. Thank you, Pius, Twilight, Nick. Thank you all for reattaching my head. And I will have to thank everybody else, but also thank you for finding my body.
Well, it sort of stumbled upon us, but you're welcome.
Well, then thank you for bringing me along until I could stumble upon it. Let's go to inside. Captain Flowers, what do you start doing when the goblins are defeated? Do you start fixing Mecha Gojira, who is messed up?
Hey, gotta fix me up, me mecha.
You do know that it's going to take you a handful of hours to do so. Do you do it in the hallway? Do you drag it into one of the rooms?
In the hallway.
All right. Cool. Tempest, how about you? What does Tempest do?
I'm gonna wander out. I want to wander out, see what's going on with the hermit. I'm just curious.
You just so you walk out and you basically watch the whole little debacle that they had, but you don't really participate.
Nah.
That just leaves. Well, no, that doesn't leave anyone. Everyone is accounted for probably around a half an hour. Wrath, you wouldn't be quite done actually searching everything in the room. There was a lot of trash to sort through. But as you were going, there were some very clear items that were magical in nature.
Okay, so yeah, he's beginning to realize this hoarder's mess that he is searching through. He'll go ahead and take his pipe of smoke monsters out and he'll do it a little more casually, taking his time to really going through things, but he'll just be smoking on his pipe, humming a little jaunty tune to himself at the same time, and there's just an enormous amount of small little bats flying around him that become puffs of smoke after a few seconds.
All right. I'm of course going to type all of these into the rewards because there are actually a considerable number of them.
Sweet.
But as to what you found already, a couple of them you do know what they are pretty much immediately. You find an immovable rod. You find a pair of what it's like a rebreather almost. And you know that they're called ventilating lungs and allow you to breathe in any environment.
Okay.
And you also find a magical rope. You're not quite sure what that one does. And you also find a 20-sided die with a magical aura.
Okay. Alright.
And of course, the gloves you found, you do realize that they are magical in nature.
Gotcha. So as after finding the immovable rod, Wrath will start to, whenever he has to take his hand off of his pipe to move something, he'll just right in the middle of the air stick the rod and then hang his pipe on it and then go to moving whatever he needs to before grabbing his pipe again and just leaving the rod there until he has to move.
All right. So we've got Twilight, Tempest, Bias, and Nick outside. The Hermit's head is reattached, and he says that he would like to assist all of you in whatever you are choosing to do at the moment, whether it's helping set up the camp or search the area or whatever.
Well, do we want to do a full clear of these ruins and make sure we find everything? And then what time of day are we looking at now?
Let me skip over to that page to make sure I am not telling you the wrong information. I do not need the information on Groomsh currently.
We traveled a bit, and this is our second fight for the day. I know that.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah, I am out of shit.
Yeah.
I've got like one more big one in me.
I think everybody's kind of spent other than me, because Jess likes to just use my cantrips because she doesn't know what all I have. And she's, yeah, cantrip.
Your spells also weren't necessarily super useful during the fight, in my opinion. That's the other reason. I'm also very reserved about spells unless I'm playing higher level spellcasters.
That's fair.
Sure.
That's true whether it's an NPC or a PC.
No, that's absolutely fair. Like, trust me, I don't think comprehend language would have done you much good there.
I mean, you would have understood what they were saying, because Pius, something you would have noted, they were shouting about, which I forgot in the recap, they were shouting about Groomsh in a way that indicated that this was their deity, a deity that just simply does not exist in this world.
Interesting. A false god, perhaps.
False god, perhaps. Yeah, so Nick at least would like to begin searching everything thoroughly. How about Pius?
What am I doing after?
After the Hermit. Are you going to assist in the searching?
No.
Okay.
I that sounded ominous. I'm sorry. No, I'm going to climb to the top of the building and observe.
Perch.
Yes, what I love to do. I'd love to just perch.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check. The wall is scalable, but it is not going to be easy. Not to say it's going to be hard either. Possibly.
Mama bird mode activate.
Chirp, chirp, motherfucker.
Sacred flame.
Come on, load, you son of a bitch. Oh, it's already loaded. I'm stupid. Okay, you said athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be a 16.
A 16. Yeah, you get up there without too much difficulty. There are a couple times where you start to slip a little bit, but you just adjust your fingers because you're a robot with cold calculating ability to legitimately move your body in ways a typical human can't.
And also, I'm like cute or whatever.
Yeah, that too.
Cool. I'm perching.
All right. How about Tempest? Nick has suggested thoroughly searching indoors, and Pius is climbing up to the top of the building to look around.
I don't want to climb, but I do want to look around.
The inside? The inside or the outside?
Inside.
Okay. So two of you are going to go check the inside then. What about Twilight?
If you're going out or in? Just snoop around.
Tempest is going inside with Nick to search the area thoroughly inside.
Craft going out and around?
Pius is climbing up the front of the building.
Okay, and Wrath is going out.
Wrath is inside, and you do not know what Wrath is doing. Same with Captain Flowers.
I'll snoop around the area. Why not?
Snoop around the outside?
Yeah.
Okay. And Captain Flowers, you're going to be occupied for 3 hours. So, we will get back to you when we get back to you.
Yo ho, a plant. Yo ho, a parrot size for me. Wait, I'm not a parrot.
So my question then is, Nick and Tempest, the two of you can see that Wrath is searching inside of that central room, which again, it's in maps. If any of you need a quick reminder about that, the layout of the area. Are you going to search in there? Or are you going to search a different room? Or are you going to search together or separate?
Just to note, Wrath has picked up the singing with flowers. Yo ho, blow the men down.
Which room is Wrath in? Sorry, one more time.
The central room.
The central room? Okay.
Yes.
We haven't been in really any other room, right? There was the one.
You haven't gone into you haven't gone into a single one of the rooms. You've seen the goblins come out of the 2 rooms on in the middle on the right side. You saw some goblins come out of the upper of those 2 rooms. You've seen goblins come out of the top 2 left rooms. The 2 rooms on the left on the top row. And then, of course, goblins came out of the central area. But that central room is the only one that anyone has actually walked into.
Okay. You want us to stick together just in case?
Sure. Let's check the top 2.
Okay. We'll just work. You want to do counterclockwise? Start there, go counterclockwise?
Yeah.
So we will go ahead and number them. I will go ahead and put it back up on the stream for everyone to look at that's watching. The rooms will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, starting in the upper left, going clockwise. So 1 is that top left, the top middle is 2, top right is 3, and then down the right side 4, 5, 6. So you're going to go into room number 1 then and start there. One of you will roll an investigation check with advantage, which I believe would be best for Nick to do.
Yeah.
You said roll investigation with advantage?
Yes. Twilight, you will go ahead and choose perception or investigation for your dealings outside.
That is an 18 plus 8, so 26.
26. Woo! I'm going to open up a notepad because I may have to type in a different set of things sooner than everything in the middle room. Because Wrath is taking his time.
Oh yeah. In fact, as the sailor tunes begin, the bats are now sea turtles, just silently swimming through the air.
Uh-oh, error, because you forgot to add your bonus. Are you rolling perception or investigation, though, Twilight?
Perception.
Perception. All right, over to what you find in here. I will type them up as I am going, ever so slowly. You find a whole bunch of stuff. If I can type correctly, that would help. This seems to be some type of makeshift armory. There are a bunch of short swords, scimitars, most of them damaged and busted. There's some leather armor, there's some scale. There seem to be a bunch of things that were not worn by these goblins that look inherently magical. There are 5 weapons that you find. Well, 4 weapons that you find that are magical. You also find a belt with a bunch of magical darts on it, 10 of them to be exact. And then you also find 4 armors and robes, clothes, etc. that seem to be magical, as well as a pot of molten bronze. It is not over a fire, it is just quite simply liquid, and is clearly magical in nature.
Ooh. I take it all. Every single thing.
That is Nick and Tempest. Because you are outside, not inside.
Oh, I thought you said me.
No, I was talking to them. I asked you to roll, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You want to start moving this stuff back into the central area so we can go through and filter everything. Like, we can just stay the night here. I think it
is like sunset. Sunset has just started.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're staying here at this point, so.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. So let's get everything that we can find of value or that seems of interest into a central place and start going through stuff.
As you start moving anything into the room Wrath is in, I'm assuming that's what you mean by the center area, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of, whoa, good stuff here, and he points to one corner. Bad stuff there, points to the opposite corner. Like an organization system going.
We're just gonna slide it all in front of you. You figure it.
All right. Takes another big puff. This time,
you notice that
giant...
Wrath is probably about a quarter to a third of the way through, just like literally cleaning and organizing this room.
I would be more than happy to join you once we're done securing the area. You're doing one of my favorite things.
Puff of smoke comes out. It's a giant squid that kind of like acts like it's gonna grab onto Nick.
You want to trade? We can trade.
Nope. I'm already in the middle of it.
You're gonna be mad when I find something to fight, and then I will run over.
Honestly, I don't think I will at this point, as he kind of huffs himself up, trying to pull a little bit of energy, and then you can tell he's pretty fucking worn out today.
It has been a very long day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, other thing, real quick. What was the name of the entity that lives in my robes?
His name was Steve, but he has told you that with that upgrade that you gave him, his name will now be Icarus.
Oh yeah, because he can fly now.
Yes, it is awesome. Steve, aka Icarus.
All right. Hey, Icarus.
Oh! You actually want to? What can I do for you?
Animate dead.
Oh, which one? There seem to be quite a few around here.
Dealer's choice. Pick a corpse.
Points over. That one survived the longest. It's probably the strongest.
Points to the one that went down second to last, because one of them is just unconscious. The true last. Let me double check Animate Dead's exact effects. Creates Undead Servant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it just becomes a zombie, and you have control of it for 24 hours. So you're going to have it help basically carry and move things, just make it faster?
For now. Your name is Lewis. You pass the butter. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it seems a little odd having to actually direct your commands for this undead through Icarus. For whatever reason, his sentience kind of causes maybe a 1 second lag on these commands.
That's fine.
But over to Twilight, you got a 24. So I will come back to you in just a moment. Actually, no, I will start with you, actually, because it's going to take a bit to also pick up and move everything into the center room. And Pius, you are up there. You don't need to make any rolls because you're just kind of guaranteed to have what's going to happen. But you can see Twilight beginning to check the surrounding area around the trees. And you notice about the same time as you're keeping watch, you notice the same thing Twilight does as she finds this. Mainly because you're watching her and it directs your eyes. Twilight, you find what seems to almost be a seam, like a seam on clothing, except it seems to be, the seam seems to be hanging in the air, as if a seam in the fabric of reality.
Detect magically?
It is definitely magic, and is giving you the vibes of being some type of, like, teleport type spell.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, whatever it is seems to be used for moving and changing your place in reality, moving to a different place.
Oh my gosh, I want to try it.
You're going to try to pull it open, then?
Yeah.
As when you pull it open, and Pius, it is very easy, even if you had turned your head away at this moment, as Twilight, you pull it open and kind of throw it out to the side, it opens into a full portal of purple energy.
I'm gonna stick my hand in it.
Nothing seems to happen, but you like, it feels like your hand's still in some type of reality. You can't see through it, but it feels probably about like maybe 20 degrees warmer instead of being like 0 to -5. It feels like it's somewhere around like 20 to 25 degrees on the other side.
I'm gonna jump in it.
Nope. Well, hold on.
Pius, you're shouting this from the top because you're probably trying to get down. Twilight, do you listen as you're being told to wait?
No. I just stare at him. I'm gonna do it!
Hold on. Nope. Hold on. Let me look at my spells. Nope.
Three!
How far?
I'm going!
Jess. Shut up! Out, Jess.
Roll an acrobatics check if you're just gonna like jump down or something.
Hold on. Before I make that decision.
Not you, Twilight.
Oh, not me.
Fuck, that's a second level spell. God damn it!
Can't cast command.
No, I was gonna cast hold person. Fuck! Alright, go ahead and step through. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. So Twilight, you're having this little wait, no, yes, no, yes. Whew. You slip through and you see a massive city to your left side. It not directly through. You go through and you're facing forward, but you can see it off to the left, probably about maybe 50 yards, 150 feet. And it has a very large sign in front of it. It looks to be the entrance to a town. And you see the text on the town says, Neverwinter.
Neverwinter. I know this.
Fuck.
I know this.
Fuck.
Pius, if you're climbing down, it'll take you a little bit longer. If you're jumping off the top, it is only about 20 feet down. But just in acrobatics to see if you land gracefully or not.
Yeah, I'm jumping.
I'm gonna investigate the town.
Oh, Christ. That's a 7.
That's a 7. You roll your ankle slightly. It's not exactly going to take long, you and your robotic self, to actually fix that up. but you do move at half speed for a little bit as it does so.
I'm casting Mend as I'm running.
Yeah, and you get over there not too long. It takes probably about like 18 seconds, 3 turns, to get over there. So Twilight hasn't exactly had long to process and is just barely started walking towards the town as you make it through the portal, still trying to cast Mending. And you of course see the same sign, Neverwinter.
Twilight, are you, what? Neverwinter.
It does seem to be daytime. The sun is high in the sky, and the town is alive. There are people.
I'm gonna walk up to the closest person and poke them to see if they're real.
And he was arrested.
Not hard, just a little.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, just walking up, you're getting some looks automatically as soon as anyone notices you. And Twilight's, of course, walking this way as well. And you go up and you poke them, and you just, the person like freezes and it doesn't speak to you. Turns kind of towards everyone else and did someone misplace their Warforged? This is weird. He's way too shiny.
Oh, thank you. I keep up well with my buffering. Where the fuck are we?
Neverwinter, of course. The giant sign right there.
But why is there a tear in the space-time continuum?
He looks at you very confused, and people have kind of started to gather towards you. Twilight, in your attempt to continue going, you end up actually getting blocked by the crowd. They're forming around the gate. And none of them seem all that interested in talking to you. You hear some chatter about, like, something must have happened. This Warforged has gone crazy. He's not following his programming. He's clearly not on a task currently. Whose Warforged is this? Things like that. Some of them trying to ask you questions like, do you know your name? Do you know who your master is? And it's almost overwhelming because you can't reply to everybody. It's just a cacophony of people trying to figure this out.
To answer your questions, my master is dead. I am my own master now. Also, I am not from here.
You hear one whisper in particular from just a couple of people off to the side. They seem to have black cloaks with their hoods pulled up. And it is a whisper of fear. The cult of the dragon. As they vanish into the crowd.
Who said that? Who's talking about dragons and cults?
The crowd almost seems to go into a panic over this issue. The cult of the dragon is something they are not happy to hear about. Several of them shouting about Tiamat is coming, the end is nigh, and they start to devolve into a panic very quickly.
Now everyone remain calm. I know what to do. Well, I thought I did. I am just as confused as all of you. Twilight?
Oh my gosh.
Twilight, where are
I
you?
kind of just escaped. Like, I just kind of went into, like, even though people were trying to, I kind of just managed to kind of escape through the crowd.
You can try to roll an athletics check to see if you actually managed to push through. DC 17, by the way.
I need to roll fucking high. That's new.
What's new?
I have an ad on my phone.
That's odd. You have a +7.
You just have to roll a 10 or higher.
Natural 1.
Oh my god!
They, with an 8, because you failed by nearly 10, they're not trying to push you, but there's just so many of them, arms outstretched, people like raising their arms, trying to be, "Ooh, pick me, I want to talk to you." As well as like the ones that are panicking and trying to push and get away. You end up getting knocked backwards until you're like right next to Pius. They end up pushing you forward towards him. So yeah, you're flat on your ass as Pius is, Twilight!
Oh, there you are. We should get the fuck out.
I'm going to like totally fuck with him. I don't know who he is. Stranger danger!
Both of you can clearly see there are a couple of what appear to be knights approaching, and they are drawing weapons. They look like they are very well trained as well.
I put my hands up.
Knights?
Yes. They are a little bit of a distance out still, but they started drawing their weapons in response to stranger danger. Twilight seems to have made them think that there is a problem because the word danger is being shouted. But like screaming
would they hear
bomb
me?
in the middle of an airport.
Oh, Jesus. Would they hear me if I talked?
Yeah, you can turn your volume up easily enough.
Gentlemen, or gentlewoman, whatever you are, we mean no harm. We are lost.
They are starting to get closer to you as you're saying this, and a few of them are. There seem to be some like guards as well around them that aren't as well trained, and they're trying to disperse the crowd. And one of the knights walks directly up to you and proceeds to ask you, "Lost? Where are you trying to be?"
Anywhere but here, actually. You see, my friend here, her name is Twilight. I am Pius. It's very, very nice to meet you. We stepped through a mysterious portal from another place.
The Shadowfell, the Feywild, Plane of Fire would be a little weird, but I wouldn't rule it out with how strange the two of you and your attire are.
Well, I no, none of those places ring a bell. Do you know of the Highroad?
There are a couple of those around here. Heading north, heading south.
Well, I only know of one, and I was just on it a few moments ago.
Can you tell me where you were heading? In case out of game, you need reminder, Eldwin is the name of the city you're heading to.
Thank you. The city is Eldwin. It is at the end of the Highroad.
He cocks an eyebrow. And you must have hit your head or something. Something that's messed up your wiring. The high roads both end here in Neverwinter. There's no city of Eldwin that I know of in the Forgotten Realm, in these realms, in this realm. Wow, my wording. So distracted.
I totally understand. I am very distracted right now as well. Well. And he kind of looks back and points. Is the portal still there?
Yes, the two of you still see this wide open portal. As you're pointing, the guard is looking the direction you're pointing.
That is where we came from.
The woods? He doesn't seem to see this portal. No one does as they're looking that way.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Watch. Just humor me for 1 second. And then he walks into the portal. And then back out. If he can.
You're thrown into the astral sea.
No.
No!
Twilight, you see him go in, and you notice the guards immediately. They kind of like get confused and, ma'am, I'm sorry, I forgot. What were we talking about? And then Pius comes back through, and they seem to immediately change back, as if they just forgot Pius existed, and when he came back through, immediately remembered.
You see, there is a portal right here.
Why can't we? This must be the work of the cult. It has to be.
Possibly, but we do not know, at least I do not know, what cult you are speaking of.
Before he can really answer, you notice another tear begin to open. And this one's not small. It's not like a portal that someone could walk through. It's a massive tear in the sky, miles above, up in the clouds. It looks like it stretches on for 5-6 miles even, as it just tears open and the entire lane seems to just start shaking.
Oh dear. Do either of you see that portal up there in the sky?
The guards have stopped paying attention and they're trying to corral everyone. Very quickly, everything went into a mass panic, and you hear shouts of, what is that? People shouting, trying to figure out what something in the distance is. But no one seems to be looking at the sky. They seem to be, anyone who you do see looking is either looking the direction they're going or out towards the east.
What is in the east? What can I see?
It's faint. It's very, very far away. You would assume maybe 300-400 miles away. But it is massive, and the only thing you can really make out is that it's this dark, shadowy, humanoid figure, and it looks like there's appendages flailing from its body.
Well, Twilight, it is time to go. I have enjoyed our stay here, but we cannot stay. And then he picks her up and throws her through the portal.
As the two of you get back through, the tear itself almost seems to burst. I want both of you to make a dexterity save.
Oof, not great rolls tonight. 14.
All right. Nice nat 20 there, Twilight. Good 26 total.
Hell yeah.
That is perfect because the DC was 21.
Oh, shit.
Pius, you're going to make a wisdom save with disadvantage.
I could just roll a new character if you want.
No, you're good. You're good.
Holy... oh boy. Okay. That 15 would have been nice. You said wisdom save?
Yes.
That's a 13.
13. Ooh. By the way, I got my physical books for like Monster Manual and DM's Guide and all that. I'm an idiot. They were literally about 20 feet away from where I do this, and they have been since I moved into my grandmother's basement. They were in a suitcase, and I had forgotten about that. Which is why I didn't have them last week, because I was trying to figure out where they were. They weren't in my storage unit. Roll a percent for me, Pius. D100 real quick.
Percentile means things get weird.
Yes, they do.
Come Welcome home, baby. 77.
77. You want to eat everything that's not normal food right now, for you or for humans. An uncontrollable urge. You will just start eating things, whether it's clothes or armor. Well, armor would be normal for you, but you want clothes, possibly the bark off trees, because that's not so normal. The dirt, the stone of the wall would be fairly normal for you. But you have an interest in human flesh even at the moment. For the next... roll 1d10 for the next 3 minutes.
So he is just, is he wanting like human or just anything and everything?
Anything abnormal.
Oh, shit.
And this is like an uncontrollable urge, Pius. So there are a few things around. What do you grab and start eating first?
You look delectable all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Your skin is like glistening with oil and salt.
So as you're having this moment and this madness begins to wash over you, you do hear a voice, and you regard it almost as an old friend, someone who's never steered you wrong, always giving you the best advice. Do it. Eat. Consume.
As you wish, master.
Oh, shit.
And then he charges at Twilight.
Bear trap! I'm putting a bear trap.
You do not have enough time for that.
Bear
Pius,
trap.
Pius, go ahead and roll an athletics check, and then Twilight, you probably want to roll athletics because you're better at that than acrobatics.
Sorry, you said it was athletics?
Yes, for Pius athletics.
That is a 22.
Ooh, 22. Damn. 23 was literally the mark because aggressor wins ties. If she had rolled a 22, you would have won. But she rolled a 23. And this goes on basically until the madness ends as you're wrestling around, you're tussling. There's not a lot of sound. Anytime that Twilight may try to shout out and get help from everyone inside, you manage to cover her mouth. And then finally, just after about 3 minutes, the cravings go away. And not only do you have like this almost feeling of what's it called? Why can't I remember? When you come off drugs, the effects that it has on your body.
Withdrawals.
It feels almost like withdrawals from something. And the voice is dissipated, and you can recognize that voice as the one that you've heard speaking in the back of your head anytime you've touched a Torment Fragment. The deep, monstrous voice. And you also probably feel a tinge of regret or some other negative emotion at the fact you were just trying to eat your ally.
Twilight, I am so sorry. I was not myself. I knew this would happen. What have I done? Please forgive me. That was not me.
We are going to switch back to the inside. Nick and Tempest moving into room 2. Since it sounded like you were going clockwise. Go ahead and Nick, roll another investigation check with advantage.
Let's add to our pile.
That's why no one could hear Twilight in the inside because they were singing some shit. Damn it.
Oh, yo, ho.
22 total.
22. All right. Again, just like the other room, you go through it pretty quickly, and you can spot what is and isn't useful. More importantly, there's not much in the way of equipment. There's a bunch of trash, some bedrolls, things like that. But you do find a whole mess of money, of coins. They're not quite normal, though. They seem to be slightly different, as if they were minted in a reality just adjacent to our own. They're slightly thicker, and the emblem on them is slightly different as well. Dylan, question for you is, how well do you know the Neverwinter setting? Because there's a lot I don't know. But if you know it well, I have a question for you.
I know. Oh, excuse me. I know a bit about it. I'm not like the most fluid, but I've played I played most of the Neverwinter games.
More than likely, then you wouldn't have an answer to my question. Lance, you would probably be the better one to ask this.
I'm so sorry, my son was in here. What was the question?
I haven't asked yet, so there's that. But this would be some deep lore stuff. I don't even know if it actually is like information presented. Do you know if there's a canon appearance to the coins in Neverwinter?
The coins? Which coins?
Copper, silver, gold, that sort of thing.
In Neverwinter on the Sword Coast?
Yes, the Sword Coast.
Yeah, they have coinage.
Well, they have it, but do they have like a canon appearance, like a description that you know of, or pictures?
It's the different lords of Neverwinter. So Neverember is the current one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I actually know the answer to this.
Cool. You both know, and that's what's so strange about it. And Dylan, especially if you actually know what these people look like.
Dragon, and the other side would be Neverember with his crown. That would be the head side. So
you kind of recognize these coins too. The coins, besides being a little bit thinner in Maluviette, they have like a dragon engraved on one side. The dragon's in a bit different of a position though than this, and the other side is normally blank in Maluviette. This one has the picture of a regal man in a crown with a crown. Pretty directly what you would know as the coins of Neverwinter. But those have now been added to your rewards pile in that Discord. 4,267 copper, 3,827 silver, 1,361 gold, and 64 platinum.
I'm gonna add the ones you gave me already. Can you add the ones you gave them? Because I wasn't writing it down at the time.
I haven't written it down. I'll go ahead and actually add it once you all start identifying them and such later.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, but Nick, more so Dylan, would recognize these coins almost seem to be from the Sword Coast. They don't appear to be from Maluviette.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
There we go. So, we'll just continue to... I'll set that aside in its own little pouch. That one. Something I can just set it aside in the coin. And, anything else of value in the room?
Nothing that you notice of value. I mean, potentially value to you, I guess. There do seem to be a couple of worn old tomes. The pages are pretty much unreadable. Even the cover and the title is. It looks like, from what you can make out on the cover, it seems like it might be some type of anthology, encyclopedia, something like that. And the only word you can make out is the word sword.
Mostly ruined, though.
Mostly ruined, yes.
Sad. Sad books. Make me sad.
The goblins clearly did not care about these books.
They never do.
Asshole.
Gotta find the camp with that one smart goblin that tells the other ones to fuck off.
Right? Alright. I'll bag up the coins and bring them to Wrath to add to the pile. And proceed to the next room.
Alright,
What do you do with the drunken
and of course, Wrath, you've been able to separate a few more items as well that appear to be special as well. Not that you've really been able to identify what they are exactly. One of them is some type of magical lantern. The flame inside doesn't seem to really be putting off much light, and it seems to be constantly burning by magic. Actually, one of the items you very readily identify, Twilight has one, and you've seen her playing with it today, an alchemy jug. But let's go back over to Pius and Twilight.
I just start shoving dirt in his face.
Pius, of course it doesn't really affect you because you don't have a mouth.
Ouch. Ouch. I deserve that. I am so sorry.
You're not sorry yet. I'm gonna take out my rope and try tying him up.
It is for the best. I am still a monster.
Alright, Pius isn't resisting, so we will go ahead and make this essentially a passive check. 16 on the roll is basically what it is. You've been set to a DC 16 to escape these ropes.
Do I roll it?
No. That's just the DC that Pius has if he were to choose to try breaking out of it or someone else was going to untie the ropes. Moving on to that third room. There's not a whole heck of a lot to see. There's a couple of bedrolls that seem pretty torn up. And you do notice another book in there as well. This one doesn't have anything on the cover, but when you open it, you recognize the handwriting from some of the journals you found in the tower, some of the handwritten books in there, as well as that spell book that you picked up. It seems to be Wilfred Goldrudder's handwriting. It is a journal. Seems to be almost like a diary.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket that for myself for later.
And that it still takes you a good 20 minutes through that. Pius, Twilight, the two of you have settled more or less. No one's trying to hurt each other. Twilight, you've gotten Pius's arms restrained behind his back. What are the two of you gonna do? Head inside? The seam in reality, that tear, just seems to be gone now.
Gone completely?
Gone completely, as if it was never there.
It.
Indicating that if you hadn't come back through, you may have gotten stuck in Neverwinter.
Whew, that was a good call then.
I just kind of smack him and saying, "You idiot! We could have been the mighty gone heroes or whatever. You single dwarf." Ah.
Yes, because I usually like to take on mile-high enemies. we would have died, Twilight.
As you try to kill me? Explain that.
That was not me.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that Tempest kind of, tried to kill me and it wasn't you? Sure, blame Tempest.
She has lycanthropy. That is completely different. I mean, I see your point. But something happened when we went back through the portal. I heard that voice again.
Normal.
Yes, because I failed the wisdom save.
Deuce giving you information again.
Well, you should have rolled better.
Yes, I should have. You have every right to be angry with me. I will not fight against it.
Although it's kind of fun.
I am not surprised.
So Dylan, I just went ahead and sent you information on what's in the journal. It does seem to be just like a diary for the entirety of the year of 10,362, which was approximately like 40 years ago. I don't remember off the top of my head the exact year I have you guys in at the moment. It seems to have taken place probably about like 2 years after you and Pius, he started writing this journal probably just a few years after you and Pius had defeated Acrid. Which, of those entries, because it's pretty much a full journal, there's an entry for every single day, 365 of them. But those are the 3 entries that stood out to you as if they might be important. Just as you read it over the next couple of days. I'm just sending it in advance so I don't forget to send it.
Well, that's fair.
So yeah, Twilight, Pius, are you heading inside now?
I haven't untied him. I'm gonna go out and snoop around.
You're gonna keep snooping around?
Yeah.
Yep. Pius is just sit in one spot. He's not moving.
All right.
But before I do that, I'm just gonna give him a lollipop, make him feel kind of somewhat better. He can smell it. Even though he doesn't have a mouth.
So yeah, Tempest and Nick, you keep going through all the rooms. None of them really seem to have anything else. For the most part, it's just junk and bedrolls and such. They seem to keep they seem to have kept everything on the opposite side from the entrance, / in the center area, which really looks like the communal space. Which about the time you finish that would be about the time Wrath finishes going through everything. And I need to just do a quick count because I don't remember the count off the top of my head. So there seem to be like 10 full-blown magic items, as well as a handful of beads, nearly a dozen of them that seem magical, and 3 potions of some kind. It doesn't look anything like your healing potions or even the fire vials. It's this rainbow liquid, and no matter how you move it, it's just a rainbow in order, and it always stays that way. And yeah, you had found all the coins, Nick and Tempest, as well as those items. There were 5 full-blown weapons, as well as that belt with 10 darts on it, and then the 4 types of armor and that pot of molten bronze.
Oh shit! Do I need to be writing that down, or do you ever?
No, I've got it all ready to go, so I can just put it in when you actually stop to identify. I'll probably delete what you've typed in already to replace it with. So
I'll go ahead and delete
except of course the divide on copper, silver, gold.
Yep.
Because that's everyone's individual take of that.
Yep. There we go.
But yeah, it's been probably about like 3 hours now. Captain Flowers, you have finished repairing Mechagodzilla. Twilight, you don't find anything else out there, and about the time you'd probably be like, it's getting dark, the sun's finished going down. You can feel it getting colder. It's probably like -10, -15 by now, and it's begun to snow again as well.
Would this have been a relaxing enough environment for me to take a short rest and use my Bloodwell vial?
Absolutely. Because you were doing it at such a relaxed pace, definitely.
I will regain my sorcery points.
Yeah, and so Twilight, Pius, the two of you would be heading back in. Whether Twilight has left you bound or not, it would definitely be time to head into the building with everyone. And you can all hear Mecha letting out a mechanical howl as it reactivates. Yeah, everything seems to be safe and secure. There are tattered, destroyed bedrolls kind of spread throughout the whole area as well.
Very good. You've all returned. Here, and you see 6 stacks of very similarly arranged coins, one for each of you. Is your share, and there is our items. And he points to, compared to the rest of the trash in the room, a very small pile of items.
Yeah, the pile of trash in the corner probably stands around like 4 or 5 feet tall and is like 3 foot at the base as well. Like an entire person could get in it, stand up straight, and probably be unseen, like an average height person. Not 4 or 5, 6 feet tall.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get in the trash.
Luckily, it's far enough away that as you push in and it all spreads out, it doesn't come into like the camp or the separated items.
I did not include the material that could have been used for loincloths, however. If you want that, you'll have to go digging. There were a few good prospects, I will say.
For my Grognak roleplay.
Yeah, and of course, all of you can see that Pius is tied up. And the goblin, which was probably left there in that central room where Wrath could keep an eye on him, he's tied up and kept so he can't really do anything or get away. Legs and arms bound. And he wakes up just about this point.
Pius, what is all of this? Why are you like this?
He's already looking at the ground, but he looks up at Twilight and then looks at you, Wrath, and then he looks back at the ground.
Twilight?
And I follow suit. I look at the ground, I look at Pius, and then I look at the ground.
I tried to kill her, Wrath.
The goblin speaks up in Goblin, so Pius, you're the only one that understands. I'm not confused. Why you kill own friend?
Wrath smacks him with the butt of his staff.
And of course, all of you notice the name as he says Grognak out loud. This appears to be that Grognak that the others knew and were very confused about how you knew him.
I found him.
It was just a minor coincidence.
It's also slightly confusing because he understood what all of you were saying in common, but clearly doesn't know common.
I'm not sure what you're talking about right now, but we need to get these ropes off of you and figure out what the hell you're talking about first.
It is best if you leave me tied up.
No, I don't believe that in the slightest.
Do not touch me, Wrath.
Can I slice the ropes with my scythe?
If you try, I will kill you too.
Faster than he can react.
You can try to make an attack roll. If you miss, you hit him, though.
That's a risky one. Yeah, whatever. I'll just let him keep going at it.
Pius, I'm not going to touch you, but I need you to calm down. Can we speak?
Yes.
Explain to me what happened.
As I was perched on the top of the building, Twilight found a rip in time and space. She proceeded to open the portal, walked in. I also walked in, because I am not letting her go alone. We ended up in Neverwinter, a place that, Deuce only is sort of familiar with. And we were greeted by many people who were confused, as if I was supposed to be a slave of some sort. I'm not sure. Then someone mentioned something about a dragon cult, and all hell broke loose. There was a giant monstrosity on its way to the city, but I threw Twilight back through the portal to make sure we made it out safely.
Pius, as you're recollecting the scene here, it seemed less like it was moving towards the city and more like it was moving towards reality itself, as if it was outside of everything.
Yes, that. I heard that voice again from the void.
The same one that you heard when we played with the Torment Fragment.
Yes.
Go on.
And I had an uncontrollable urge to eat Twilight. It wasn't me. But I almost killed her.
To be fair, we have all almost killed each other a number of times now. And you just said it wasn't you that was doing that. Now, I was not there to witness this monstrosity and the ensuing teleportation between. But I feel like touching those magics, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, could have some properties that may alter someone's personality for a time. Magic is unstable, even in the hands of one as learned as Nick.
Which Nick, you would recall when you had cast Comprehend Languages on that Eldritch language on the Deep Speech, how it had just gone wild and dragged you into just literal nothingness.
I remember.
And you're well versed in the sound of that voice as well, having heard it fully as it spoke.
Very clear to me this time.
It's interesting to me that you understood it so clearly this time.
That is what is the most concerning.
No, I mean, you understand the little shitty goblin now, too, so there's obviously something going on. I don't think it's bad, necessarily, at this point. What's going on with you? The voice is bad.
Grath, I can hardly hear you.
Nick,
sorry. I get you guys confused.
Do we sound alike?
Yes, you all
according to
sound
her,
alike.
yes.
I don't think I sound anything like Raph, but okay.
I don't think you do either.
Whatever star is on, I want some.
She's on life, that's it.
I get that confused every week.
But the voice obviously not good. Don't Yes, rule 1, if you hear voices in your head, tell a friend. But the Wrath is correct in his statement. Especially dealing with these magics, they're insane. Messing with space-time in itself is an insane concept. I don't know even how to begin doing that, so I can only imagine what just messing with that could do to you or anybody.
Well, for starters, I almost killed Twilight.
So you all kind of hear a voice in your head right now. Tell friend, unless friend Jack. Then Jack knock you out and put you on book.
Guys? Everyone? Yep?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah. Ignore that one for now.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think we all should be.
Star and Justin, of course you would recognize Sook, and you know, Justin, you know exactly what the hell he's referring to.
The players just starts laughing.
I mean, is this like I know a Star, but Twilight doesn't, so she's thinking, who's Jack?
Yeah, but the two of you are connected. You're both in that head. So you can also take like 2 seconds and convey it real quick if you feel the need to tell Twilight.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Wrath gets a very serious look in his eye, and he looks at Pius. The fact that we all heard that, I think, is evidence enough that any one of us can turn, and I'll not have you not able to defend yourself. Because whether or not you are you at a later point in time, you are you now, and you matter. Please. And he'll hold up a dagger and gesture to the ropes.
And I am sorry for what I may do to all of you.
As are we all, my friend. And we all accept your apology. And he'll start cutting the rope off.
Hey, wait, let me untie it. Don't let me untie
Don't
it.
let her near me, please.
Captain Flowers, Wrath, the two of you are pretty sure you can undo this knot without having to cut it.
Wrath is not honestly worried about it. He just cuts it. He'd much rather do this quicker. He does say, though, Twilight, do me a favor and hold this. And he'll hold up the immovable rod and just click it. And then let it go. And it's like... How tall are you, Twilight?
5.
I think you're 5'6" or 5'5".
Yeah.
He'll hold it up because I think I'm taller than her, so I'll hold it just out of her reach whenever I click it.
Yeah, she's 5'5", probably has about like a 1.5 foot reach upwards, so she can. Well, not even a full 1.5 foot, probably. But she can reach somewhere between 6.5, 7 feet. You can put it about 7.5 feet. So, yeah, you can do that.
I click it into place. Hold that for me.
So is he taunting me?
Jump and grab it. And hold on. Don't let go. And he'll go to start cutting the rope.
I get on the carpet.
You get on the carpet to go up a handful of inches?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so Twilight just uses the carpet to go up a few inches and just holds it while sitting on the carpet.
Harder, not harder.
And you can cut the rope easily enough. Twilight, just the way you had to do the rope originally, you have 49 feet of rope instead of a 50-foot rope now.
Thank you. He'll reach up and unclick it and then pull it back down. Now, is everyone okay? Any more voices?
For now.
I think maybe we should investigate where this portal is before resting.
I hear a voice, but do your thing instead.
Yer.
Voice still there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be for a bit.
Anyone got anything for this?
Let's talk to the voice.
You keep calling me voice. Justin not tell you who I am? I sook.
He might have, but the chances are I wasn't listening.
Oh, that's right.
So, do you know why Pius was trying to eat me?
He crazy. You all crazy. I crazy.
You've always been crazy.
That's true.
Always crazy. Me
No,
go more
I'm not
crazy because
crazy,
book
I'm
though.
eccentric. I'm eccentric, not crazy.
Look, if we hadn't, if you hadn't touched the trap, you wouldn't be put in a book.
Captain, are you good?
Yes, I'm perfectly fine. Why do I remember scorpions?
I'm going to go find the nearest cliff and jump off now.
Yeah, don't do that.
I bid you all farewell.
Nope. Get your ass back here.
You all kind of feel like a slight tug at your neck that it's almost like it was there and you hadn't noticed it started, but it seems to just fade off as if whatever was connected is no longer connected.
Nope. Okay.
Hey, wait! Come back, Sock!
Yeah, come back. I kind of need that.
Sock? Is it sock or sook? Hold on.
Come back, Sock!
Come back, smelly little thingy!
Holy shit, that's funny.
Smelly little thingy, I think you're downplaying how he smells. So much worse than smelly.
As well as his size, probably.
If Justin wants to elaborate on it, even the slightest bit, you will be aware that he was a changeling who hadn't bathed his entire life and was older than Wrath.
Yeesh.
That was fun.
Oh, that was such a drag to deal with.
It was great. I got to fight wonderful people, and then I died to fucking books. It was bullshit, Jeff.
Why am I suddenly having flashbacks to a library? I need a break.
Maybe chopping up these goblins will help me remember more things.
Do that in the back where none of us will be.
Yo ho, chopping up goblins for me.
Just not that head. I'm taking that.
Yeah, Tempest goes and collects just one goblin head, the one that she decapitated, and shoves it in her bag. In her normal bag, not a bag of holding.
Normal
I'm gonna go collect a head for myself too.
Anybody else collecting heads? Come on.
Nope, I'm good on this one.
Alright. Time for doing some skinning. Let's go, Mechagodzilla.
I am collecting bodies. And
paying for them bodies?
I gesture to Louise, who is just hanging out.
Nick, I need to bother you for like an hour before bed.
I think that stack is going to be more than an hour, but I'll get started on it.
Maybe like 2.
All right. One moment, and I pull my bag of holding out, and I put it over Luis's head and close the bag.
All right.
You live in this bag of holding.
Come, Luis. Here we go.
Twilight, or not Twilight, Tempest. As you put the head in your bag, you get a little voice in your head, one you're familiar with. You're used to this every time you do this, and you just hear the number 57.
Hell yeah.
You don't know what that was
Are you
about.
good over there?
Huh?
Everything okay?
57.
58.
No, the voice in my head just said 57.
Well, I'm saying 58.
We got more voices, y'all.
Yeah, no shit.
All right.
Icarus, why are there so many voices?
59.
Icarus gives you a response. Well, I'm sentient, so I can talk to you. And then all of you talk out loud. Those are voices. And then it sounds like there's some evil creature that keeps talking to all of you. And then I heard Sook too, but that doesn't sound like some evil like god or monster. That just sounds like a very confused, sad man. I don't know. Maybe you all are just connected to the world in a way other people aren't.
Shit's weird, dog. Alright, I will start ritually casting Identify for the next 2 hours to figure out all of these items.
Be 100 minutes, so an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just skinning me some goblins, chopping them up for the meats.
Go ahead and roll a survival check for how much quality enough goblin meat you get.
Yarr.
I collect corpses, and I hate that.
Yeah, Nick, you probably managed to take like 3 corpses before Captain Flowers can really do much, because there are a few pretty readily available before you get back on track.
Technically, as long as I've got enough bones to make bodies, I'm good. The
Fair.
meat is irrelevant.
Captain Flowers, you have collected 19 pounds of eldritch goblin meat.
Shit.
just adding over here to my inventory. Don't mind me.
Captain Flowers is never going to go hungry, but he might go crazy.
I already lick stones. You don't know me.
Oh, dang. I just realized I didn't set up my mobile controller for my soundboard. How could I be so silly?
How could you?
Right.
I like you people.
Why are you playing on my phone instead of on through Discord? Yeah.
How much did you say? 16 pounds?
19. You got 19 pounds.
I like you people.
Hey, come on. Connect properly now. Voice mod controller connected.
I like you people.
Okay, it keeps coming through my phone. Are you guys hearing it on your side, though?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
always silent, though.
so it's just being weird. Thank you, Voice Mod, for having a mobile app that's constantly having problems. Fix it. You guys do so good with so much. Okay, yeah. But yeah, you get them all identified. I've put them in the rewards. It's a fun list. That lantern is a lantern of tracking. Dragons, specifically. So it can help you find dragon-type creatures in a local area. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just typed something really weird in the middle of all that. It is Gloves of Thievery. And then a Wand of Smiles. Wow, I did a lot of weird things. I've lost of in that, too. The Alchemy Jug, of course. A Rope of Mending. Orb of Direction. Those 3 potions are called Potions of Polychromy. An Immovable Rod. 11 Beads of Force. The Dodecahedron of Doom is the name of that 20-sided die. Ventilating Lungs. Dark Winter's Bite. Red Feather Bow. A Great Club of Warning. 10 Seeker Darts, a Dagger of Denial, Oceanic Blowgun, Mariner's Padded Armor, not Mariner's Padded. I left off what type of bow the feather bow is. I'm going to have to edit this to fix some of it. It is a heavy crossbow. in particular. Red Feather Heavy Crossbow. Oh man, I am out of it.
Don't forget about the belt with the darts.
You got 10 secret darts, otherwise it's just a normal belt. The Mariner's Padded Armor, Clothes of Weightlessness, so like the armor of weightlessness that Pius integrated into his body except a pair of clothes. Armor of Psychic Resistance, it's spiked armor. Dragon Guard Robes, and Molten Bronze Skin is what's in that pot. When you attune to it, it acts as scale mail. It doesn't come with the disadvantage on stealth checks. And you have fire resistance while attuned to it. It acts like a second skin, so it looks like you, but with skin made of literal bronze when you attune to it.
What
Does it have metal on it?
Yeah, what are Dragon Guard robes?
Dragon Guard robes. Where is the correct one? There it is. You have a +1 bonus to AC. It is typically it's breastplate armor, but in this regard it's a set of robes, so not armor. It does not require attunement. But you get a +1 bonus to AC. It has the head of a gold dragon embroidered into the right chest of it, and it grants the wearer advantage on saving throws against the breath weapons of any creature that has the dragon type.
Huh. That's interesting.
The Molten Bronze Skin is just the disadvantage thing being gone for wearing the heavier armor, as well as fire resistance. Don't lag out like this, computer, because I only have my core rule books. Winter's Dark Bite is a great sword. It has a +1. It's a +1 great sword. But if it is used against a Thessal Hydra, it becomes a +3 great sword. If it's in the upside down, which doesn't exist in this world, it would become a +4. But you'll never go there, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's a great sword, so heavy in two-handed properties. Red Feather Bow, it requires attunement. It is a +1 heavy crossbow, has 3 charges, and when you fire an arrow from it, you can speak the command word, and then as a bonus action, you can see through that arrow as if you were wherever it is.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So if you were to, say, land an arrow from it into an enemy, you can bonus action and then literally see through the arrow and see where they are if they were to escape. The Dagger of Denial is a dagger, of course. It is a +2 dagger. And as an action, you can point it at a keyhole and seal it magically, to which it can be undone except by greater magic or your choice to undo the seal.
Yeah, I think one of the only spells is like knock, right? That can undo it.
Knock, wish, basically spells of a higher caliber in general.
I'll wish this lock open. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to wish all of the all the keyholes sealed by a Dagger of Denial to become unlocked. All of them instantly. The Oceanic Weapon is a blowgun. I think that's how I typed it into the chat. Yes, Oceanic Blowgun. That one is a +1 blowgun. And you ignore any of the typical penalties of using a ranged weapon underwater. You have a swimming speed of 30. You have to attune to it. And once per day, you can cast Water Breathing, which can target up to 8 creatures.
Do they have to be in the water?
I mean, you can use it. It's just you're not really going to get a single bonus if you're not in water. swim speed, ignoring penalties of being in water, and being able to breathe underwater all require being in water to actually get the benefit of. But yeah, the flame on the lantern turns bright green when you are within 300 feet of a creature of the dragon type. The Wand of Smiles is a common, no attunement. It has 3 charges. You can use 1 charge, target a humanoid. If it fails a DC 10 charisma save, it's forced to smile for 1 minute.
Quick question about the lantern. If I put a pint of oil in it, does it glow green right now?
No, it is not glowing currently. You don't seem to count as a dragon-type creature.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
You're not sure if that's the differences from being so human at your core, or if it just doesn't detect half-breeds.
Gotcha.
The Rope of Mending, basically, you can cut it up however the heck you want, and the moment you speak the command word, all the pieces snap back together as a single 50-foot rope.
As long as they're mixed. You can't, like, lose pieces.
Yeah, as long as they're, like, close, not in use, etc.
Oh, good, yeah, because somebody owes me a new rope.
Take it then.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'll throw it over to Twilight. There you go, that's your pick.
Thank you.
The Potion of Polychromy has that rainbow-hued color, and when you drink it for an hour, you are rainbow-colored yourself. But you can use a bonus action to change the colors into any combination of your choice, including to mimic the colors of your surroundings, which would give you advantage on stealth checks until you change it again or the potion wears off.
Fun.
The dodecahedron of doom, though, is by far the most. Oh, it is not a 20-sided. My bad. 12-sided die.
Yeah.
My brain screwed that up.
No, that was me.
Well, I said 20 from the moment that I was like, you notice a 20-sided die. No, I was wrong right from that moment. It's also like 12 inches across. Like, this die is just massive. It is huge. It's like a plushie in size. But you can toss it and it rolls. Then you roll a d12 and you get one of any number of effects. Including the possibility of the die just exploding and being gone and dealing a whole bunch of force damage.
Yep.
It also can heal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of madness.
May I have it?
No.
You fear that Twilight may hurt everyone if you were to give it to her.
She would roll it until it does.
You're damn right.
This is why we said no.
Let's see what it rolls.
Me, Wrath, and I instantly on the same page.
Yep.
I just figured out exactly what's happening. Why it sounded like my second monitor, because it has speakers and it's not going through my headpiece. That is now fixed.
Hey, you sound a lot better.
Okay.
I sound better? That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
The entire
So-
problem
You
was
don't sound
voice
like you're
mod
having
was set up. Yeah, the whole problem was voice mod was set up to my television, my secondary monitor, instead of my headset.
So, I have an idea.
Okay.
We round robin this. Twilight picked first. Next would be Flowers, Nick, Pius, me, Tempest.
There.
And we just pick out of the pile.
Okay.
I think that's the fairest, yeah?
I was gonna say we can just each pick one thing, and anything that's left over we just sell. Because I think there's some stuff in here that we, as a group, don't really need or want.
I feel like those will be the items where we're all just like, I don't really care anymore, and we can, at that point, just sell everything else. But some people might want more than one item, for instance.
Yeah, pick one at a time until you find the no one wants anything boat.
Okay.
Yep.
Twilight already got her pick with that rope of mending, though. Wrath,
so-
you're keeping track of the order of this because I've already forgotten. So who's next?
Flowers, you're next. Pick something.
Pick something from the list of rewards.
The list of rewards.
Except the rope of.
Can you edit it as we go and just delete stuff?
Instead of deleting it, I'm going to mark it taken.
Perfect. Thank you.
Or you could write who, like the person's name that took it, so that way also if we forget to add anything to an inventory later or anything like that, we know.
So I can double check it through the week.
Yeah.
That's fair. Alright, rope of mending marked as Pixie. What's Captain
Wow,
Flask
how did Pixie get that?
I'll take the alchemy jug.
Twilight, you put it in your bag and then it's suddenly gone. Twilight.
Pixie had it the whole time.
Pixie reaching into her bag for her water jug finds a lot of rope.
Alright, Captain Flowers now has the alchemy jug. No,
Nick,
you
you're
have
next.
it, Twilight. I added it to your inventory already. You're good.
I'm torn between two things.
And that's why we're going in the circle.
I will take the gloves of thievery.
Alright. Bias.
After great consideration, I believe. Where is it? I cannot find it.
Armor at the bottom, weapons in the middle.
There it is. Dark Winter's Might.
Ooh, Pius
Nice.
going with the two-hander?
I am the only one that can wield it effectively.
Okay.
Tempest shouting out, I can! It just looks stupid.
Maybe.
So, Tempest, take the dodecahedron. Somebody's got to grab that before it gets back to Twilight.
Alright, I'll grab it.
Are you? Wrath looks at you very seriously. Are you taking it after me?
Yes, I will take it.
Very well. And he'll grab the immovable rod.
I knew you wanted the immovable rod.
You
You've
hear
been playing with it.
You hear the hermit chime in. Hey, you know I could just hold on to certain things for you to keep anyone in the party from necessarily making problems. If you trust me enough to not to roll it to myself, I don't really have a bag, so accidents happen.
Throw this dagger, and he'll hold out a dagger to him at that wall, and he'll point to whatever wall would be like 20 foot away. And show me that you can hit it.
So you notice that there is a gap in one of the walls just big enough for a dagger if you happen to be skilled with it. Not exceptionally, but standard skilled.
Just show me how close you can.
He seems to get it perfectly through with a 29 on his roll.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm down with
Why
it.
does he have a plus 16?
Plus 10 modifier, plus 6 proficiency.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. He can aim.
Yeah, that's okay.
Out of game. He's an absolute train wreck mentally. He has no self-esteem, and he has a 30 in every ability score except appearance, in which case he has an 8.
Okay.
He is
Duly
also
noted.
technically a level 20, but has no freaking idea. Because again, he's an idiot in that regard.
Poor guy.
Fucking animal.
He has a whopping, like, one piece of equipment, which happens to be an artifact, and it's the clothes he's wearing.
And now a dodecahedron of doom.
Nice. Let's just deck out the hermit and have him fight everything.
Get up there. I don't know. You were taken over by goblins. Hold on.
Take it over back. You're
Because
not
he's
wrong.
fist fighting. Give him the molten armor. Give him the red feather heavy crossbow. Let him fucking go at it. Here's a dagger. Have a good day.
Can I help?
He can't die, so.
Yeah.
We could be his personal cheerleaders, I guess.
Jessica did tell me one thing. She told me if I actually have anything that's mine, besides these clothes, the clothes stop working.
Well, that's not yours. That's on loan, you see.
Yes, exactly, and that's why I offered to carry it for you. But if you gave me weapons and armor and things to fight with, they would essentially become mine, and I don't know what would happen at that point.
Good call. All right, well, back to the order. Tempest, you're next.
What's
Wrath
left?
a
Yeah.
lot.
Wrath was next on the list, wasn't he?
He took the immovable rod.
Okay. Yeah, Tempest, look into rewards, because that's where everything is. If it doesn't have a name next to it, it's free game.
Rewards. That's why I couldn't find it. Doesn't have a name next to it. There's so many things.
There's a lot of things.
This is one of the handful of item dumps you will be getting throughout the campaign. And only 2 of them weren't random.
I'll take the lantern. It'd be efficient.
May I ask a favor of you if you're taking the lantern? I'll supply the oil, but keep it lit.
It burns on its own with no oil.
Oh, I thought it took oil. Okay.
No. It was burning when you found it.
Gotcha. Hell yeah. Alright, Twilight. Your turn again.
Oh, me again! Yay! Okay, so what about that dice? Does that take in?
Yeah.
Yes, that has been put into the Hermit's care to make sure no one screws around with it. It has been put in the fuck around and find out armory. I didn't tell you guys what the Orb of Direction does. Basically, you use an action and you know which way is north.
Yeah.
It's just a compass. A magic compass.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, shit.
So, the Orb of Direction, let's see. Wand of
It just
Smiles,
points north.
Bead of Force.
Bead of Force, basically you can throw a bead and it explodes. Magic grenade. The ventilating lungs is like a gas mask almost. Just magic and fantasy looking. You put it on and you can breathe no matter where you are, whether it's underwater, in space, in poison. If you can somehow survive swimming through lava, you could breathe in lava at that point.
I do not suggest that.
I think I'll take the Orb of Direction.
Okay. Alright, Flowers. You're next.
Here, vegan.
Here.
Of course, the potions and beads and darts are just kind of lumped together as a singular thing.
Yeah.
Here are these other things. They look interesting. I think I'll take these.
Which ones?
The ventilating lungs.
Captain Flowers wants to be able to breathe underwater if he ever gets stuck there again.
Alright, Nick.
Ain't going out like Captain Number 2.
Nick, you've had probably about 30 seconds playing this modified white elephant to kind of look at the gloves, and something seems a little off about them, but you can't really tell what.
I swear to God, if I put these on and there's another fucking voice in my head, I'm gonna lose my shit.
No voices.
I will take. I just want the Beads of Force, and I think that's all I want out of this list. After that, I'm done.
Alright. Pious. You're next, bud.
Real quick, Nick, are you going to attune to those gloves, since Gloves of Thievery require such?
Oh, do they require attunement?
Yes, they do.
This is awesome. I love these. I'm gonna tune to the ventilating lungs.
Heck yeah.
I cannot currently. I would need to.
So basically, take the time to attune if you have the time before using
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look through and see what I want to unattune from. Because right now it's my armor, the wand of the war mage, and then my staff.
Yeah.
And this is why I like attunement rules. I can throw as much as I want at you guys, and then you have to start making tough decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no lungs for currently equipped, Jess. Where do I put this?
The top of your inventory, the ventilating lungs would be a headpiece, but also mark them in attuned items, since they require that attunement. Yes, Captain Flowers has now got his beard pulled up and wrapped into the ventilating lungs, which as he attunes, goes over it so his beard flows down, but now it's covered in this black cloth-like material, form-fitted around it.
Bro, I can even excel a gust of wind as the gust of wind spell. It's a spell save DC of 15 with no components. Yeah.
And even better is as he finishes attuning, you all swear you hear come from his mouth, but it doesn't sound like him. You just hear, "Are you my mummy?"
Oh my god, is this a Doctor Who reference?
Yep.
Oh my god, that is such a creepy episode.
Yep. So good.
I can be even
which versions of the Globes of Thievery is this?
I didn't even realize there was multiple versions. I'm guessing it's Legacy and non-Legacy.
Probably.
Because that's how most of them like that end up breaking down, is between Legacy and non-Legacy.
What's your next, by the way?
Yeah, because there's one that gives advantage and then one that gives +5 that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I only see the one out of the DMG, which is advantage.
Which is advantage, okay.
Yes.
What do you choose, Pius? I bet that bronze skin would look glorious on you. I don't know if it would be better, but...
It is scale mail, so it's a lower AC.
I feel as though it would work more on all of you squishy folk.
I think it'd be too armorous once it's on us, though, right?
It's if I remember correctly, scale is medium armor.
Yeah, so no way in hell I'm wearing that.
Yeah, most of the people in the party can't even use it, or it would hinder them far too much. Like Tempest, if she wears armor, she just loses her monk bonuses.
Yeah, all of them.
I'm considering the heavy crossbow.
We'll go for it. It's your choice.
Someone else is thinking about it.
Anyone?
Perfect.
Alright.
It is mine, bitches.
Wrath will reach in and take the 3 potions. And that's all I want from the pile at this point. Tempest, you're next.
Oh, shit.
Reminder, the Great Club of Warning. Basically, it's like the alarm spell. You know if someone kind of comes in your area. It does require attunement, though. But it's a really good attune to before sleep item. And then unattune in the morning as you get ready.
Are both
Frodo's sword?
Do what?
Frodo's sword, basically?
Kind of, except his weapon was only orcs. This is just general danger. I don't really get why. The attunement's great for if you're just out and about during the day, it means that, like, okay, at night you just kind of get the bonus because you can attune, unattune.
Well, I think it makes it to where you can't be surprised as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, like,
there are some bonuses, like, during the day, but...
I'll take the club.
Alright.
I can beat people if I ever feel the need.
Twilight, is there anything else you really, really want out of the pile? Otherwise,
Yeah, so she took the club. What's the name of that? You had it attuned to it. The one we were just talking about.
The underwater one?
Armor?
If you're talking about the underwater stuff, that'd be the oceanic blowgun. The great
No,
club
it
that
was
she took is the one that we were just, like, literally just talking about with, like, the warding you not being surprised. Tempest took that one.
Alright. I thought she said something else. Clothes of weightlessness.
I think, don't you wear a little armor?
As long as she's not attuned to some other armor, she can gain the bonuses, though.
That's true.
Because normally you wear clothes with your armor, so...
That's also true.
Alright, that would be Twilight.
Oh.
Alright, Flowers. Anything else you really want?
I want the Mariner's armor.
Alright. Nick, you might as well pick something.
I'll take the Dagger of Denial.
Alright, Pius?
Take the oceanic blowgun, because you need to be able to breathe underwater.
I am good. I have enough.
Alright, I'm also of the same mind. If no one else wants the rest of this, I'll put it all in the bag and we'll sell it.
I'll take it. I'll take the rest, whoever doesn't want it. But I would like to have the blowgun.
Oceanic blowgun.
This is going for group funds. If you want the blowgun, that's fine, but I'm not keeping the money. I'm just selling. Actually, we can just... And I pull out my ring and twist it. Patches! I hand you the blowgun, though. Twilight. We have a few things here.
Were you trying to vie for the oceanic blowgun as well?
Hey.
You have the lungs, though.
Yeah, you do.
But I can also, if I hold in front of me, can swim another 30 feet faster.
Well, not really faster. 30 feet faster. It just brings your swim from 10 to 30. Because it gives you a swim speed. It doesn't increase the speed you swim at.
Oh, fine.
Gloves of Thievery don't require attunement.
These ones do for some reason.
I just opened my... I was like, I'm pretty sure I remember they didn't, because I went and got my Dungeon Master's Guide, and I was like...
Does the Dragon Guard rogues, what did they do?
This one also is the one in the DMG is the +5 dex bonus, not the advantage. I don't know what the fuck is going on. There's too many different versions of this thing.
Why are the Gloves of Thievery so weird? We're gonna go with the DMG version for the bonus it gives, but for whatever reason they require attunement, which seems very, very strange. Just to go with that, you get an odd feeling about it.
That's fine. I think the issue is that there's a Baldur's Gate version, there is a 3.5 version, there's the 5e version, and then there's the legendary 5e version where, like, before they changed. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Gloves of Thievery are a +5. Yeah. So yeah, that one is on sleight of hand checks and dexterity checks made to pick locks. You get a +5 bonus.
Okay.
And then they require attunement for some godforsaken reason.
That's fine.
So what is the Dragon Guard robes?
They give you advantage on saves against dragon breath weapons. but they're not compatible with the close of weightlessness. You can only use one at a time, basically.
So, if you plan on fighting Wrath, take those robes.
Well, I don't count as a dragon, remember?
But you do have dragon breath.
It's only breath weapons from creatures of the dragon type, though.
Ooh.
And the lantern says I'm not.
Ooh, semantics. This is
Because
my space.
I was actually going to tell someone take those robes so that I hurt you less.
That's fair. Pious, wear these.
Yeah, pretty much with what's left, none of it's all that useful to anyone specifically, except maybe the seeker darts, because they kind of automatically home in, no attack roll. They just make a save to avoid them.
Yeah, I was thinking the seeker darts for Tempest, just because they're a monk weapon.
Yeah,
they auto hit. Like, that's scary.
Well, they don't auto hit. It's a dexterity save. They're not quite as good as Magic Missile, but they're close.
Sure. It's still really good. Just, like... Although being a monk, they would probably be better if she just threw them without the dex save part. Because, monks hit everything any fucking ways.
Pretty much. Yeah, but if you sell those last few, I gotta double check some rarities on these.
Well, I couldn't stack the Oceanic Blowgun with the Mariner's armor.
It's not gonna help you, unfortunately. Like,
Wait, why does she have the organic blowgun? I thought that was me.
Oh, I typed the wrong name. That's on me. I typed Tempest instead of Twilight, that's all.
I mean, because it says while wearing this armor, you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, which is 40. And then while you hold the weapon in front of you with both hands, you have a swimming speed of 30 feet. So that wouldn't stack at all then?
No, it overlaps because it sets your swim speed to a specific number.
Yeah, if it says an additional 30 feet, then it would say.
Yeah.
Alright, I won't take the Oceanic Blowgun. It's the only reason I wanted it with the Mariner's armor. So I could swim like at 70 feet. I could be the fastest thing in the water. I could kill so many penguins if just allowed that.
No, you would need some like boots of speed or something.
I'm gonna go over to Captain Flowers while he's like looking at these two items. Hey, Cap.
What's up?
I like your jar, your alchemy jug of mayonnaise, and I walk away.
Not that mayonnaise.
Alchemy jug doesn't even require attunement. That's my favorite part. Is he literally just, they literally walk up, mayonnaise, and it just starts spraying mayonnaise up.
Oh. It's white and sticky and gets everywhere.
Giggity.
So without further ado, if no one wants anything else, I'll go ahead and sell the remaining Wand of Smiles.
Yeah, we're
Tempest, do you want the darts?
Smiles, but I don't know. Are you wanting to sell them for money? I mean,
yeah,
that's the money. Hoarding things doesn't help. Just like in real life, if it's not useful to you and there's no real reason to have it, it's probably best not to. You almost blew up your pack just picking everything up along the way previously.
Amen. I try and live my life that way.
Tempest, did you want the darts?
Yeah, toss them this way.
Alright. So, Wand of Smiles, the Molten Bronze Skin, Armor of Psychic Resistance, and Dragon Guard robes, we shall say.
You put the breakdown of the store. Where did you put that? Did we put that?
Should be in lore.
Yes, there we go. Okay, I wanted to keep going. Continue. I'm not trying to interrupt. I apologize.
And then it was the molten bronze, which is also a rare. So selling the wand, the molten bronze skin, and the dragon guard robes. That's 2 rares and a common. Nets you 2,025 gold.
And that was with the psychic resistance?
No, that's another rare, so tack another 1,000 onto that. 3,025 gold.
Alrighty. Give me one moment, I'll split this up. And he hands everyone 504 gold.
Type in all the golds. Or all the coins. Oh my god, I can't math.
Anyone
How dare
got
you?
any buying to do while we have him here?
Yeah, I want to do some buying of things, but it's going to take me a little bit before I am completely prepared, so other people can do other things.
We can also do it between sessions if it takes you a bit, and just say you bought it now.
We don't need to do all that. It's going to take me a bit, but not that long. Because there was a specific thing I thought of earlier. I just got to find it and make sure I have it.
Patches, while I have you, do you have leather? Preferably like pig skin?
I think that I could procure some for you, depending on how much you desired.
Quite a bit, actually. How much do you think you could get for a gold or two?
Gold or two? I could probably, for 2 gold, get you enough to make, say, a shirt and a pair of pants.
Oh, I'm not trying to design anything with it, nor design things on it. I'm going to be using it to draw on, if you will. So,
excuse my ignorance, but we have all these goblins here. Can't you use one of them?
personally, I don't feel like skinning a bunch of goblins.
Already skinned all the
to do
goblins.
this.
I'll totally do it.
I already skinned the goblins. What do you want from me?
Well, let me know when that leather is cured, and perhaps we'll be able to work on it. But until then...
Yeah, curing the leather would take quite a bit of time. For 2 gold, you can get basically like a 5-foot square worth of leather.
Good enough, thank you. That's all I needed.
Which is very strange because there's no reason you should be able to get a perfect 5x5 square of leather, but he produces this for you.
I'm not asking questions.
It smells like bacon. Uncooked bacon. Which is weird, because cured leather shouldn't smell like uncooked.
It's very strange.
Can you eat it?
No, this is for something else.
Come on, you wouldn't miss a bite, would ya?
And Campfires, this is about the time you remember that you do have that tattoo needle for Wrath as well.
I also made that. That's right.
Ah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Aye, you're welcome.
For right now, the only thing I want to buy currently is a spell scroll of borrowed knowledge.
What rarity is that? Because I am not aware of that. I've never heard of borrowed knowledge as a spell, so I'm guessing it's not that.
It is a level 2 spell learned by bards, clerics, warlocks, and wizards. It's a level 2 divination spell.
Okay.
It's from the Strixhaven books. That's probably why you don't know.
Probably. Second
Strixhaven
level would make it an uncommon, 200 gold.
And how much do I have ink and paper, right? I bought some.
Yes, you do.
Okay, cool. Yep, I'll pay 225 gold. And I would also...
So he tells you it's going to be 200. And you're like, oh, I'll pay you 225. And he's like, no. As I discussed with Pixie, bad business. I don't accept tips.
Okay, then I will give you 300 gold, and I will take 4 books worth 25 gold each. I don't care what books.
Give him a pop-up book.
Just random books, basically.
Random books, as long as they are worth 25 gold each.
Yeah, you get books that you are mildly concerned that he has. One of which happens to be a lengthy, probably 1,500-page tome that depicts the entirety of the faith of Grumsh and the history of such within the Forgotten Realms. That's one of the books. Another seems to be a handwritten tome that you've seen before. It was the highest-ranking Archmage's personal thesis that was ongoing as of 30 years ago. And the other two were maybe not as concerning, but they're very large encyclopedias of various spells that doesn't really contain what you would need to, actually copy them as spells. But it discusses all of them. And those two provide, if you were to use them in a less time restrained, not like an immediate action type thing, would give you advantage on Arcana or History.
Outside of those two, I would like to request one book worth 25 gold that is very small and very thin and easy to pull out of, let's say, an inside pocket. It can even just be a fancy book. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big book.
He produces a book that is a cover, a back cover, and a singular page.
There we go. That works great. I put that in my inside pocket.
I have a question for Patches.
He has an answer as long as it's not about lollipops.
I got plenty. I want to know about the Hither Thifter staff.
Which staff?
The Hither staff.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
It's a portal gun.
Ah. That's
scary.
That's potentially a problem.
How much?
That is a legendary. There is no way that you can get that at this time. In fact, you won't be able to purchase that until level 17 or 16, 15, somewhere around there. Late game.
Somebody watched the D&D movies.
Yes, someone did. Yeah, but you all have some time to relax, to eat, you don't really need to. You got some good berries this morning. Everyone's full.
Ooh, wait, snack for the day. Snack. Tempest.
Oh, yeah. I'm going into it first, though.
That's fine. It's your snack sack.
So just since it'll be a common enough thing, if you don't want to describe it, don't worry about it. We'll just say you pulled something out to enjoy. But if you have something specific you would like to describe, simply let me know. realize everyone's pulling something out right now and enjoying them a nice little treat.
Big old slap of
I
bear
want
jerky.
hash brownies.
I already know that's what you want.
I am pulling a pack of pull and peel cherry Twizzlers.
And these are like literal Twizzlers from our world, by the way. Packaging and everything, and all.
Hell yeah! Is it family sized?
Yes.
Yes! Ah! Life is good again.
Pius, as you're eating your snack, though, your heart, so to speak, you can feel it calming. That's kind of the point, is it helps reduce madness and the strain of that craziness in your mind. And it kind of feels like a dark aura just fades from you that you've been feeling ever since you came back through the portal earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, but Captain Flowers, you finished the design for that gun tonight, and
Sure.
Nick, you finished developing that spell as well.
Heck yeah. You want me to read Borrowed Knowledge to you? Did you look it up?
I did not read it yet, so.
Casting time, 1 action, range, self, vocal, verbal, somatic, and material. The material is a book, at least 25 gold. And it lasts for an hour. It says you draw on knowledge from spirits of the past. Choose one skill in which you lack proficiency. For the spell's duration, you gain proficiency in the chosen skill. The spell ends early if you cast it again. So it is a
Interesting.
way that I can give myself proficiency in something for a little bit.
Beautiful.
I am also, real quick, to wrap up what I am going to be doing for the evening, I am going to unattune from my war wand, and I will attune to these gloves of thieving to figure out what is going on with them.
They tighten around your hand as you finish attuning to them. Not painful or anything, but it's kind of uncomfortable, like wearing a glove that's just slightly too small. And you stop being able to take them off. They do not go invisible as gloves of thievery should. And I hit the wrong buttons here. Because this is a homebrew cursed item.
Yep.
Nice.
And you kind of get an immediate trigger of what they are. They are called gloves of mild discomfort. My screwing up earlier was because I literally typed that instead of gloves of thievery.
Nice.
But they have one bonus. You cannot be disarmed while attuned to them.
Nice.
But you have disadvantage on dexterity checks that involve using your hands, and it requires remove curse to unattune from them.
I love that for me.
They look nice, though.
Well, that's good.
Thank God.
At least there's that.
That is a cursed item I have been waiting 3 years to hand out.
Okay. I live here now. This is my bed. I will lay in it. But yeah, I think other than moving my spell over and doing that, oh, and then working on my other spell, obviously, because downtime. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and you can finish up the spell that you had been working on to the next day, starting the next one. Yeah, everyone, as you're finally laying down and going to sleep, after taking the time to rest, sit around, maybe chatter for a little bit, try to make Pius feel better even. The hermit's trying to join in and be jovial and uplifting, to which he actually starts doing like a one-handed handstand and just humming a song that feels familiar, nostalgic, but you don't recognize it. And it feels very restful as he does. He puts on a very good show. Seeing as the lowest he can get is a 17.
Wrath will spend like 2 to 3 hours. He'll take his new tattoo needle and kind of just surge some electricity through himself and into the needle to get it going, and just start decorating, drawing on one of the pigskins. Trying to practice.
Alright, go ahead and roll a dexterity check.
Just straight dexterity?
Yep, straight dexterity.
17.
In. Okay. I'm just tracking. If you do it a lot long enough, you can, and well enough on each check, you might gain proficiency with painter's supplies, painter's brushes, and such.
Cool.
Practice makes perfect, so they say. It's the way it works in D&D training, at least.
Yep.
But as everyone is finally starting to actually settle down and try to go to sleep, you notice all the torment fragments begin to glow brightly again. And beginning to get hot in their various respective spaces.
How's the big one doing?
Seems to be doing about the same as the rest of them, just a little bit hotter and a little bit brighter.
Wrath will knock it out of his bag onto the ground. These damnable things.
How about everyone else?
I like it.
Roll a wisdom save with disadvantage.
I'll hold mine.
Right, you have gloves. It starts to burn, though. Roll a constitution save.
Ow.
Captain Flowers, I will look over that item between sessions so we can discuss. Captain Flowers got a 12 for his worst roll. Tempest, you got a 14. You reflexively throw the crystal, the Torment Fragment.
Uh-huh.
And we will come back to what happens on that one. Captain Flowers, with your failure, you black out. Everyone else, which you see as the light's getting brighter and you're becoming blinded, as you see Captain Flowers approaching the Torment Fragments that have already been dropped and reaching to pick them up.
Captain Berry Crunch.
As he... Can I lightning lash him away from them? As a reaction?
You would be pulling him towards the one you dropped by doing so, which is the one he's going to. He's walking towards you currently.
I'm gonna get in his way.
Okay, Nick, how about you and the two you have? They are becoming increasingly hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a thing.
What are you gonna try?
I'm gonna flick my wrist, and the arcane robes are gonna appear. I'm gonna drop them. And then, because you didn't cast really any of my spells, I'm gonna flick my wrist again, while holding the bigger of the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna cast Wrist Pocket on it.
Okay. First, I need a Wisdom save from you for manually
Yep.
touching this thing.
Yes.
And then Pius.
I have gloves on now.
He has gloves,
Oh,
yeah.
you do. Never mind. We
I'm
don't
forced
there.
to wear them.
We don't need it then. But
Whether he wants to or not.
roll a Dexterity save then, as the next portion of this.
Yep. 17 plus 4, 21.
21. That's good. Pius, what about you? What are you doing with yours? Is it starting to burn in your bag and you can feel it through that?
I don't like a deck save and then moving on. I don't like that.
Well, it's all happening like in this
No,
like
go
30
yeah, I
second
know, I get
period,
it.
so
No, I understand it. It doesn't mean I like it.
I'm gonna put it back in my neck.
put it back in your neck.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll a Wisdom save then. Twilight does not have one.
Nope.
They have been kept away from Twilight.
I have tried to shove it into a pocket dimension.
Is there really a way I can touch the one on the floor? Since I have the gloves.
You're far enough away you don't think you're gonna be able to get there. But Pius, what about you?
It is 26.
26, you're good, as you hear that same voice and you feel the same menacing dark aura trying to take hold, but you stand firm in your mind, and you can almost visualize this as you see an actual shadowy version of yourself with tentacles writhing from the body, and you push it away in your mind.
And then he says, "This is anticlimactic. Fuck you." Yep. That's all he says. Fuck you.
All right, so going back to the deck save, Nick, you flick it open, the wrist pocket, and you notice immediately all of the torment fragments in the room start shooting towards your wrist. But you snap your wrist just in time to make it so only the one you were trying to put in there goes in, and the rest of them kind of drop.
That would have been catastrophic.
It'd have been something.
And Pius, you are pulled like a foot towards Nick, because it was in your chest plate.
Well, luckily I can't shove you in a pocket dimension yet.
What do you mean yet?
We'll get there.
7th level spells.
Oh God.
Oh, I can do it before then. Don't worry.
All right, rolled a percent to see where exactly there was a chance that as Tempest released the torment fragment from the pain, that it was going to collide with one of the others, which is part of why I had to get through all of them, was to determine how high that chance was. It does not collide with any of them, and Wrath, you step in front of it, but the whole room goes purple. And you kind of can no longer see, it no longer feels like you can move. It's almost like you're watching a scene play out in front of you instead. As all of you see the same scene. And you see what looks like Tempest, maybe 5 or 6 years old, very young at this point, and she's just kind of there in this black void. And in front of her stands almost gender neutral-ish, maybe a little masculine black figure that you can't quite make out. And with what you can tell is long curly hair down just a couple inches past the shoulders. And they're holding their hand out, palm open, with what appears to be the necklace you've seen Tempest wearing this entire time. And the crystal is the only thing in full color in this scene. And you hear the voice speak. and it's distorted, but sounds slightly masculine, slightly feminine, again, kind of androgynous, saying, "You'll need this, kid. It'll bring you good fortune if you're willing to take the chance and fight for your dreams." And Tempest takes that necklace as light flashes again, blinding you. And then you can see her waking up in her bed with what appears to be maybe two siblings in this singular large bed with her, before it all fades out and you're all standing back in the room. All of the torment fragments back in their proper positions.
Does Flowers still have a crazed look on his face?
He is unconscious now, laying on the ground. And Captain Flowers, you saw this in your blacked out state as well, of course.
Elberries.
I'll go and retrieve the fragment that I hold and put it back in my bag.
How about you, Tempest? Having just seen a scene of apparently how you got your torment fragment.
So anyone know who that was?
Well, I think it's about time, and he'll dig around in his bag and pull out the pipe of remembrance. It's your turn.
Is that safe though?
Safe enough.
I don't know. Torment fragments exploding and getting sucked into a different space-time and
yeah, safe enough.
Fighting a horde of crazed goblins. Like, wait, safe is a loose term around here.
To which the goblin that you have tied up, Pius again being the only one that actually understands goblin, just... I'm not crazed. Oh, I just went hermit. I'm gonna avoid that for the moment, doing the voice. But it basically just says, I'm not crazed. I'm just scared. I'm constantly scared. I'm gonna be killed. That's why I fight.
Wrath cracks it in the head with his staff again.
Jesus.
Are his eyes still purple?
No, they're not. They seem to be normal eyes again.
Regardless of what everyone may have an opinion on you, I will make sure you live if you do as we say.
He starts in a very panicked state, responding, Grognak will, Grognak will, Grognak will.
We will deal with Grognak when the time comes. And you will take us to him.
This is coming from the guy that was trying to eat me earlier. Should we believe him?
What? Well, we've already determined that wasn't Pius.
And also, the goblin eyes also... Also, the goblin eyes also...
He could be of use to us.
He might know something. Maybe the area.
Of course, the goblin seems to go back to when you had said, you'll take us to Grognak. And he starts kind of like bouncing and like going, I Grognak, and like leans up against you. I take you to Grognak, like you say.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell he's saying that his name is Grognak, and he's just trying to do whatever you tell him.
Did you say you're gonna crack his skull?
No, I said crush.
That's even worse.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll a strength check for that.
With one hand, by the way.
Disadvantage on the strength.
Wait, what are you trying to do to him?
I'm gonna crush his skull for lying.
Oh. Okay.
You said strength check?
Yes. With disadvantage.
That is a...
I said, I don't think he's lying.
Oh.
And you fucking stop. I'm not stopping you. I'm just informing you. You do what you want to do.
If he is Grognak and he's not lying, then I'm still gonna do it. So that was a dirty 20, by the way.
Ooh, on the disadvantage, dirty 20.
Yeah, and I rolled a nat 20 on the other roll. That goblin is dying regardless.
Yeah, I know. His skull having already taken a bit of a battering before this point. Not that any of you actually did that to him, but it seems very soft. And it just crumbles under the pressure of your hand and blood everywhere.
Right. I think we need a very, very good rest after, and I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about once we get out of here.
I agree.
We need a powwow. We all need to get together and, balance, ground, whatever you want to call it.
Weren't you gonna do a thing with me?
What's that?
Weren't you gonna do a thing? Yeah.
Giggity.
Oh yeah, the pipe. Yeah, here.
Get out of here, Quag.
Yeah, you do a thing with me with your pipe.
It's up to you at this point. You have to smoke on it. He's handed it over.
I'm an adult.
Roll a quick percent.
I've come to understand.
What am I rolling?
Nothing. I'm rolling. I rolled the wrong thing.
Just...
You notice what looks like a crow up at one of the bigger holes on the roof, looking down very disapprovingly as you start to take a hit off of this pipe.
So I obviously can't speak because I'm hitting it, but I will try to point to it to be like, "You guys see that thing, right?
What is that doing inside? Shoo, crow, shoo!" Shit, do we have to lead it to the door? Is that how it got in?
So it's up on the roof, looking in from outside, a hole through the roof.
Shoo, crow, shoo!
After all the shit we've been through, I guarantee that is not a normal crow.
After you say that, it seems to take off.
I'm gonna fire a crossbow bolt at it.
It misses.
Damn.
Well, fuck you then.
Pius, I think we need to relax. Whether or not the crow is magical, that's neither here nor there. It'll do its thing regardless.
Well, at least I don't have to sleep. I will keep an eye out for it.
I'll stay up with you for a while.
Yeah, so it takes a few minutes, of course, for the Pipe of Remembrance to really start displaying a scene. But once it does, it looks like Tempest, but probably about 1.5 feet shorter. Possibly like that preteen, barely a teenager phase in life. Sitting at a table in a military barracks cafeteria space. And her ears seem to perk up as a couple of individuals are passing by. They seem to be in conversation, and she quietly kind of leaves the cafeteria space as you see the smoke quickly shift, and she's running down a street until she comes in front of a old worn house, some holes, and she kicks the door in. A group of what appear to be tieflings inside, and she just begins hacking through them with her scythe until finally she reaches the basement of this house, and you can see children and teenagers lined up on the walls, chained to it. She hacks at the chains, she breaks them, tearing the children away from the wall without hurting them. And you can see in this scene of smoke, her necklace that she's wearing starts to actually glow purple in the smoke. and her ears point upwards, stronger than normal, elongating slightly, and her teeth start to bear into complete fangs before the scene just dissipates once again, and then begins opening in a new scene after a handful of seconds. This time you can see her walking down a street in the middle of another city, one that a couple of you would recognize. It's Belmare, the town closest to Pallet, but south on the same continent. She seems to be dressed identically to how she is now, in fact. Possibly it was her on her way to the Highroad not that long ago. And she comes up to what appears to be a man in maybe his early to mid 20s, wearing rags, and his lips are moving frantically and not so much aggressively, but almost out of fear. And as she's coming closer, and other people are kind of like trying to point her away and direct her around as if this is like the town insane guy. But she keeps walking as she does, and the man grabs towards her necklace, trying to pantomime something about it, until he finally manages to like reach into his own pocket, and she's pushing him away, and he pulls out what looks like a very large fragment of these same torment fragments, both of them, her necklace and this, glowing purple in the smoke. And you can see that spells are being launched into the air, almost like a fireworks show at the same moment. And Tempest's ears begin to elongate again, her teeth turning into fangs, as she just reflexively hits this stone from his hand, launching it into the sky as it gets caught between two of the largest spells you've seen go through, causing it to shatter into a massive burst of purple energy. And the magic itself seems to almost go wild, turning into a large purple dragon shape, descending on the town and tearing through a couple of the houses, before the smoke just dissipates again several minutes early.
Does any of it mean anything to you?
This is neat.
Yeah, Tempest, you don't really remember these things. Like, you kind of remember when you ran to go save those children. Like, you remember that you'd overheard how the Kindhurst family felt it wasn't worth their resources to go deal with these couple of wannabe insurgents against the noble family. That the children were all of poor families, and you just wouldn't put up with it, so you went to save them. But the stuff in the town, you just don't remember at all, beyond having seen that man.
I have no idea.
None of it rings any bells?
Nope. And it sucks too. It looks like I was having fun.
One way of putting it, I suppose.
Maybe I just need to smoke more.
So, Captain Flowers, you're the only one that doesn't have enough passive insight. But you're starting to notice a pattern. That a lot of these scenes that it's showing, these heroic deeds where something was done, seem to be things that you've forgotten or repressed in your minds. Some of them not so much, like the whole stuff with Wrath on the Shift. He remembered it, but he hadn't remembered it clearly until only recently, as he relived it.
It's a pipe of remembrance for a reason. Remember this. It's going to be important at some point.
Very much so.
Maybe you can remind one of us if we've seen that bird before.
Yeah, otherwise, it's a somewhat uneventful night. Everyone pretty much gets a good rest. With the exception of Pius, really. You could still call this uneventful. It's not new for you, Pius. As everyone's sleeping and you're sitting there, and you begin to hear the whispers of a distraught, stressed old man in the distance slightly, as if just in a room a little bit a ways.
He stands up and starts walking towards it.
Wrath, fell asleep trying to stay up with Pius. Is there any chance he wakes up when Pius gets up?
You do end up waking up at a point, you noticed you were nodding off, then you woke up, and you look over, and you see Pius sitting there, but he seems to be unconscious. He's just not aware of anything going on around him.
I'll kind of wave my hand in front of his face. No reaction?
None.
I go wake Nick up. Nick, we have a problem. Pius, I don't know what's going on.
Okay. And I'll get up because I imagine I'm not very far away either. Because
no, you're not.
Is my safe zone.
Everyone's pretty much in the room. They are along with everyone. And you had lit one of the campfires earlier in this center room where you're all resting, and it seems to still be burning despite the fact it should have gone out by now. None of the wood in it seems to be burning either.
Fun. We'll deal with that in a minute, and I'll go sit next to Pius.
Do you do anything besides sit next to him?
Yeah. I'm gonna try and rouse him, try and wake him up, I think. I don't know. Because he told me about the dream before. He told me that it bothered him. But we talked about it. I'm not sure. I would explain some of it to Wrath and get Wrath's opinion.
Maybe just try and... Do you have any way of seeing what he sees in his mind right now?
No. I wish I did.
You do know of a spell, just one that you happen to not have access to. The one you suggested to me, Shared Dream.
Yeah, I know of Shared Dream. I know of a spell that would allow us to do it, but it's too complex for me at this point, and I can't. I'd have to get the spell, and I wanted to for this exact reason. I think the most we can do is let him play it out and be here when he wakes up. If you want a nap and don't know how long it's going to take, you need to sleep. I'll be fine. I'll wake you up as soon as he does.
No, I think I'm in this for the long haul. And he'll kind of kneel in this meditation stance. And he'll place one hand on Pius's shoulder and just kind of whisper to himself, Richa, guide him, please. Bring him back to us.
So, Nick, you see Wrath put his hand on it, and Wrath's body seems to tense up. No words are spoken. And you notice his eyes almost glaze over and blank as they close. And Wrath, you feel yourself almost pulled forward. And Pius, it's at this moment as you're approaching this voice, you've walked out into the hall and you can hear which room it's coming from, and you walk into it. As you do, there's this flash of light that blinds you, and it comes back to the scene. You see Dr. Druendar in that exact same white sterile room at his desk, mumbling the same things that he was before. every time I find a way to get the equation to come out correctly for a single result, it becomes unstable and the power output could tear down the entirety of Invictus Terra. What am I missing? Amy, can you come here? I need some assistance. And Wrath, Pius, you don't see Wrath. And Wrath, you find yourself looking at this scene. But you're not, like, there. Almost like you're a ghost, a spirit within the room.
Do I see Pius?
You do.
Okay.
Yes, right away, Doctor. What do you need?
I was wondering, you're inexperienced, shall we say, but your mind is keen, and maybe you can see some connection that I can't between all of this. Maybe there's something we're missing. Maybe we're considering two variables that should be one, or that there's a whole variable we may be missing in all of these equations.
Are there equations on his desk?
Yeah, he does seem to have a handful of pages. You can tell they're only a small portion of it, but he seems to think that one of these happened to be the problem.
Can I analyze them to see if I can come up with an answer?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Wrath has moved up closer to the two of them and is just studying this doctor, like trying to memorize exactly what he looks like.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. Pius, what'd you get on that insight?
That is a 19.
19. So your eyes kind of drift away from him and towards that bookshelf again. And it's very obvious that, like, everything with this research, this one room is about that research specifically. It's not like his personal quarters or with everything. It's just this experiment. Books upon books of information that relate to it. And all of these books are about spatial and time magic, distribution theory, and there are a handful of books on dark magic as well. And you still notice that same book, and you can read the name of the author in full this time, and it says, "I am Jack Harkness." And you do have the realization that if that book is in this room, it's because the doctor feels it might become relevant to the experiment itself. Likely because there's something in there about duck magic or time and space. But more importantly than that, you remember the tear you experienced earlier, and that when you went through it, you didn't reference it as another reality. You didn't reference it as another plane of existence. You didn't say that you were taken to another space. You said you were taken to another time and space.
Okay. Doctor.
Yes, Amy.
I may have an idea, but please don't laugh.
Why would I do that? I did name you for the amygdala in the mind, after all. Anything is potential.
Maybe we have to do the fuck. I don't know what
Do the
to ask. What the fuck? I feel so fucking brain dead right now. What about that book on the shelf? The author is Jack. Maybe there's some sort of reference to it in there.
Can I
maybe like?
So
sorry, go ahead.
So quick little out of game tidbit that is on the desk off to the corner of it. So you would have said that book on the desk.
Okay.
Just a little difference there. Wrath, you were saying though?
Can I see this book?
Yes, you can. And you can read the name on it, the author. You can't read the text, but it looks very similar to when that handwritten note of what Pius had heard in his head that Nick then cast comprehend languages on. It looks like a very similar script.
Can I try to... I know I probably am intangible, but I attempt to open it.
Yeah, nothing happens, unfortunately. You pass straight through it. Not even like that concept of being incorporeal. Almost like none of it's actually real. Like trying to reach out and touch an illusion, even. Just absolutely nothing is there.
I think, Doctor, we are missing a key element of time from your equation.
Oh. I'm not sure what element that could be. I mean, the entire point of these experiments is we are trying to stabilize a form of portal to travel from one point in time to another, so obviously that's what we're discussing, but what element could we be missing with time?
The cosmos. Space.
He walks over to the bookshelf, and you notice this name before. A lot of the books seem to be written by a Cassandra Hakari, and he pulls one of her books from the shelf titled Time and Space, 1 or 2. And he begins flipping through it and kind of muttering to himself, could she have been right? How would I prove the theory that time and space are actually a singular concept? He seems to almost have forgotten he was having a conversation with you, though, as he begins flipping through the book and trying to find a specific page.
Well, I mean, time did not exist before space. They are intangible. I think I used the right term for that.
I think entangled might have been the word you were looking for. But he kind of sets the book down and closes it. Time and space, entangled, inseparable. That's the very foundation of magic, how energy and matter, the two truly quantifiable aspects to the world, 0 and 1, so to speak, how they are simultaneously together, one and the same, coexisting at the same instance. Time and space, energy and matter. And he begins furiously writing notes on a blank piece of paper, kind of like redoing the equation almost, as if he just had a thought.
Can I read what he's writing?
So it does seem to be the same equation, but you notice at one point, after a few lines, he seems to add a whole new variable into the equation and ends up writing 3 extra lines within this equation as well.
I don't want to interrupt him, so I just wait for him to finish.
So he does about halfway through kind of slow down, and he writes a couple of parts, and then he starts erasing, and it seems to be taking him a moment. But it takes him a few minutes. Do you take the time to look around the room or try to figure out anything, or maybe think and try to recall information about it?
Is there a window in this room?
There is a glass panel, and you can tell that it is I think the correct term is two-way mirror. So the other side would be a mirror, but this side is a window, and you can see into a very familiar room. And the only thing missing from this room besides the people is a particular blue box. Instead, there is simply a platform in the center.
Doctor, I'm sorry to interrupt, but where is the blue box?
A blue box. Refresh my memory. I can't recall any blue box. What blue box? What is it used for?
For the experiment that you're writing the equation for. Where is Pius, by the way?
Pius. I don't think I know of any Pius. But the blue box, that... And then he begins flipping through the green book rapidly towards a page near the end and starts in this tangent, and most of it doesn't really make sense. But talking about energy and matter, they're two separate things, but there's this duck magic seems to almost blur the line between the two. An energy that can act as physical matter. And how maybe if they could create some type of box, a blue box, if we could do that and incorporate this I believe that Jack called them Torment Fragments. If we could incorporate that into the make of the box.
Wait. Doctor, what did you just say?
Torment Fragments. Yes.
Where are you keeping those exactly?
We don't have any, unfortunately. But the Foundation is good about finding such things if necessary, or if they become a problem in the world. As far as I know, it hasn't been any type of a problem. In fact, one of the only mentions of them happens to be in this book.
Yes. I'm very familiar with those. Well, to an extent, of course. So... Okay. Doctor, where... actually, never mind. Skip that. Is there like a calendar around here somewhere in his office?
Yes, you see one hanging between two of the bookshelves, kind of near the corner.
What year is it?
Let me do some quick math, because I did not actually write down the year. Probably because I assumed I could do the math quickly. I should stop assuming I'm going to be able to do that, because it involves me remembering the years quickly. It appears to be the year 23,749.
That is quite the year.
Nearly 13,000 years into the future.
Okay. Well, good to know the Torment Fragments didn't really stick around. Hopefully that's our doing. I'm gonna walk out of the office.
I'm following him.
As you start to walk out of the office, and Wrath, you're behind, still in it, a bright white light flashes again, and both of you are sitting in the positions you were prior to this entire experience.
Pius, are you there?
Well, that was, quite the information I've just gathered.
And Nick, of course, you can see them both kind of like snap back too out of this entranced state as they start to speak. Wrath, I want you to choose between religion, arcana, and insight to roll.
Ooh, that's interesting choices. I'm gonna go with insight. My perception, by the way, was a 22.
22. Yeah, you're able to pick up a lot of the names on the books, including Wilfred Goldrudder, which you readily recognize as being the name of this wizard that's been messing with duck magic at this point in time. Likely the one that was trying to become a lich you dealt with. You also see ones with Dr. Druindar Rythal's name, Kisidra Hakari as well. You see the green book, and you notice the equations, of course, that have been written, and you see the room, and you can recognize that room as well as being that same room, just simply lacking the blue box. You notice the calendar, and you notice one other thing in this scene that Pius has not. And you notice a little note on the wall that says days since SCP-682 breach 13, and underneath it just is a little note that you're able to read as well. And underneath it says, who made the schematics for Amy?
You said it was SCP-682?
Yes.
Okay. That's terrifying.
And apparently it's been 13 days since his last breach.
Awesome.
All right. The insight was a 10.
A 10.
Yes.
You don't manage to pick up too much information on that. You vaguely recognize that the name Hakari is one that you've heard when you've met a couple of tieflings in the past, as far as the last name. You also know that Rythal is typically an elven name, but the Dr. Druindar Rythal is a Nuri.
Okay.
So more than likely this Kisidra Hakari would be a tiefling, although with how commonly they're discriminated it seems odd they would have been able to write so many books with such profound theories involving time and space.
Gotcha. Pius, I'm going to be upfront about this. I was there with you.
What?
The doctor, and I describe him to the best of my abilities after trying to memorize what he looked like.
But how?
My goddess answered my prayer. I wanted to make sure that nothing would take you to a darker state. I wanted to be a guiding light for you, and she put me there with you. But nothing seemed to go awry, so I didn't want to intervene.
Well, thank you. So you heard everything, then?
I did. Why? May I ask why he called you Amy?
I have no idea.
Quick note. You do remember that in that when he had, like you had mentioned, weird idea, him saying, oh, well, I did name you amygdala, for the mind and the way it works.
Yeah, but Raph
meaning that Amy is short for amygdala. Which, Pius, for some reason you know what the amygdala is. In fact, you know what a lot of the various parts of the brain are.
Deuce does not. Hold on just a second.
Amygdala is your memory.
Oh, fuck me.
That's the learning center. Recall of your brain.
My favorite part about Amy and amygdala is that comes from when I was first playing Arc 1 with the rest of the group. When I say you wrote the perfect character to play into that storyline, I mean it.
Ah, that's what you meant. Okay. Cool.
You've had these dreams before, right? Has he always called you Amy?
I've only had this once that I remember, and yes, the last time he did call me Amy, but it's strange. I've always been Pius, right?
Who you are now is Pius. He seems to know a different you.
Well, with how he's messing around with time and space, I'm starting to believe that I am not from this time period.
Maybe
at
not.
least it's a theory at best.
You're certainly much more advanced than typical technology. I always assumed it was magic.
Nick, that thought definitely would resonate with you. Between the book itself seeming to be so much more advanced and from a time period describing things that aren't even theory yet at this point in time, as if they're just factual information. And then Pius's appearance, it does make sense if he were to be from a different time.
But wait, we don't know like a law of gravity yet.
You understand the basic principles of gravity, and there's definitely equation work because there's a spell called reverse gravity that just flips that on its head.
Damn.
Now, in application, not in research, I guess would be the best way to.
Yes, in application, not in research.
It's kind of knowing what gravity does and how hard it does it compared to knowing why it does it.
Is the blue box that was missing the blue box that I'm thinking of? Just want to be clear here.
I certainly hope it's the one I'm thinking of.
It's absolutely the time and relative dimension in space. Absolutely is.
Yep.
We're just making sure. Okay. Yeah. Because as soon as y'all are both out, I'm like, all right, tell me everything. Everything you can remember.
So I'm wondering if. Hear me out. If I am from the future, why am I here? Why am I here?
Theory.
Well, I'm wondering if it has to do with that experiment. The one with the box.
682?
No. Wait, what? What is 682?
There was a note. Days since 682 breach 13.
I don't like the sound of that.
It doesn't sound pleasing, no.
It's just a toaster, guys. It's fine. No,
Well, I wonder if the experiment that you all saw when I smoked that pipe, I wonder if that is what has brought me to this time.
Maybe.
Because he was talking about opening a portal.
I have 2 running theories.
Oh, okay.
Okay. One is his experiment works and he sends Amy back, meaning that you are stuck in an infinite loop of existence, which sucks.
You're telling me.
But if anybody can handle that, it would be you. The second theory is that Akron was playing with things beyond his understanding and accidentally snatched your consciousness, or you through by playing with shit he was unprepared for.
I want all 3 of you to roll an insight check.
Who's all 3?
Wrath, Nick, and Pius.
16.
12, 19.
And Nick?
Alright, big money, no winnings. Big money, no winnings. Oh, that's 11.
11.
I rolled a 4.
So, from the kind of having this discussion and from the very little bit that the 3 of you knew about me prior to being injected into this world, because the versions of you there, that's all you would really know. That theory about being stuck in an infinite cycle, where it's just was here and went into the future, became Amy, and then was sent back again, sounds exactly like something stupid and messed up I would do.
What was it that I said earlier today? Oh, Jess is an asshole.
Yes.
Right.
Cycles can always be broken.
Very much so.
Yes, but there's no telling if this is the 100th time or the first time.
Well,
that being said, Pius, you remember, and you've actually explained it. So all of you kind of remember that at some point you had been in some tower, like learning Goblin and such. The Hermit has mentioned that the memory is only meant to handle so much. Like, you have a lifespan, and when you start passing it, it becomes harder to remember things, and things are forgotten. They become blurry. They become messed up. And Dylan, undeniably, because of your knowledge of Doctor Who, are aware that some things, if time can really be messed with, there are some things that can't. They are fixed points in time.
No, not bringing that up.
Up until
now.
River shows up, anyway.
Okay. Stuck in a time loop. How do you safely break a time loop?
We have a long time to figure this out, I feel like.
I mean, I feel like me and Pius have longer than anybody else here, but fair.
I mean, based on that calendar, Pius has at least 13,000 years.
What if you unplug my... What?
Ask Deuce if he's seen Groundhog Day.
Yes, he has.
Okay.
Oh.
Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, dear God. What if you unplug my brain?
Let's not jump to that drastic of a
Now, it does not kill me.
But whenever we plug it back in, are you sure it's going to be the same?
No. But it's usually a good thing to do with electronics, right? That's what Deuce
When they're
tells me.
broken. You're not broken.
This is a little bit beyond tech support.
Yes, but he's very advanced in tech, is what he's telling me.
Okay, but the issue is if we unplug him, we no longer have him to...
Why is he laughing? This is not a joking matter. Oh, he is fucking with me, okay. I think Deuce is trying to kill me.
I wouldn't be surprised. So let's avoid that for now.
Yes, please don't unplug my brain. Please don't.
You hear that in your mind, Bias.
All I heard was call sign lockdown initiated.
Lockdown for what?
What? What are you talking about, Pius?
I'm gonna try and think really hard on that sound coming out of my head.
I will play it again, and it comes out of your mouth almost like an actual audio recording.
Pius, are you okay? What is going on here?
I believe I have an idea of why things went a little haywire.
Go on.
Well, it has to do with otherworldly creatures. There's thousands of them.
Mm-hmm.
They all have different abilities or quirks.
Sure. Nick is one, for instance.
No, these are monstrous and terrifying. Some of them are just objects, but others are. Others will take over a family and feast on them.
Wow.
I believe this is the facility that the doctor was working in. Some of them can... Sorry, what?
Feeding people to this thing?
Not necessarily. They're containing them all. But they can't contain them forever. They can bend space-time, some of them.
Space.
reality is skewed. This is not a good place to be.
Here, the tower, or
No, sorry, the facility.
ah, yes, I'd imagine not.
There's even one that is faster than lightning and can't move when you look at it.
Oh,
But when you look away or blink, it snaps your neck.
that's
Not the worst thing, I guess.
something.
Anyway, I'm rambling. I apologize. It's just so much information.
It's a lot to take in.
We should rest.
That is probably for the best. Nick, any further thoughts?
Lots, all the time. None on this subject at the moment.
Good night.
What the fuck is an IKEA? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Dylan, I am a toaster.
No.
Deuce is just feeding him all this fucking information all at once.
So I just noticed we've been going for 3 hours and 50 minutes. I totally missed the break we were going to take in the middle. But we will go ahead and wrap up there for tonight because we hit 2 character story points as well as clearing the rest of this. In the morning, presumably you all will be choosing to move on because it's not like there's really anything here. So when we come back next time, you will all have leveled up to level 4.
Fuck yeah, boy.
I'm going to do that right now.
Yup.
Them's were the magic words I was waiting to hear.
4. I'm gonna roll my D6.
Well, I'll wait until the live stream ends. But I gotta bring up something.
Yo.
Other than, yes, you suck. I love you, but you suck.
So, for anyone watching, as well as all of you here at the table, if you haven't figured it out, I am practically the embodiment of chaos and madness myself. And that is legitimately what Maluviette is a world collapsing on itself to madness.
Sounds about right.
By the way,
we gotta fix this shit.
I maintain the beefiest sorcerer ever. I put my roll in campaign talk. I rolled a 6 on a D6.
Damn.
Nice. So that is another 11 hit points then.
Yeah.
Brings you up to 43 hit points. That is insane.
I'm a beefy boy.
You have one more hit point than me, and I'm the tank.
I'm a beefy boy.
What the frick,
You know
dude?
what's hilarious is, like, you're a tank, and even though Tempest is technically, like, a DPS focus, she's a monk. She's kinda tanky.
Oh yeah, monks are tanks.
They really can be.
Yeah, you can't. They're dodge tanks, man.
Yeah,
You can't fucking touch them.
It may be small, but I'm dangerous.
Get him.
I'll start with the ankles.
Cut them up.
I'll gnaw my way up.
and then turn into a werewolf and bite their head off.
Absolutely.
That part. I started as a human.
We started as a half elf.
Oh shit.
Yep, so everyone watching, thank you for joining us. Remember, things like transphobia and general bigotry against people, not okay. Mental Health Awareness Month. Again, if you need help, seek it. I am on the edge of needing to seek help. Hopefully I'll be here next week and I'll be okay. If not, at least everyone here at the table will know, and the lack of stream should tell you that I went and sought help myself. But that GoFundMe, again, if you can donate, great. If you can't, share it, please. Every little bit helps with that. And like I said, hopefully we will be back next week. No issues.
I love you. Goodbye.